It's a beautiful day on the north side as the Cubs and Cardinals continue a rivalry that goes all the way back to 1892. It's game 2 of a 4-game weekend series. The Cubs entertaining the Cardinals. And it's the Hyundai leadoff man on WGN Sports. Hi again, everyone. I'm Len Casper. Welcome to the Hyundai leadoff man. The Cubs come in at 5-4. They dropped their last 2. St. Louis leading the division by a couple of games there at 8-3. Let's check out the highlights from game 1 as the Cardinals took the opener of this series. Kosuke Fukudome off to an excellent start, not only with the bat but with the glove as well, as he makes a diving catch, robbing Rick Ankiel in the 3rd inning. As we move into the 4th inning, in a tie ball game, Chris Duncan had a tough day defensively, but a huge day at the plate as he gives the Cardinals a 3-1 lead. That was off Sean Marshall in the 4th inning. Now into the 5th is Kosuke with a 3-run go-ahead shot off Adam Wainwright, his 3rd home run already on the young season. So the Cubs had the lead. But then in the 6th inning, the Cardinals come right back. That's Khalil Green with his first home run as a Cardinal. Came off Aaron Heilman. Tie ball game 4-4. And the key juncture was the bottom of the 6th. The Cubs had chances. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Bases loaded, 1 out. Soto striking out, and then Milton Bradley as a pinch hitter called strike 3. And he gets tossed by the home plate umpire, Larry Vanover. The Cardinals would score 2 to take the lead again in the 7th. They would add some insurance in the 8th. Off Angel Guzman, Brian Barden has had a huge road trip for the Cardinals as he gives them some more insurance. And the final score, Cardinals 7, Cubs 4. Time now to see who's in the zone, brought to you by AutoZone. Kosuke Fukudome hitting .323 in his first 2 seasons in the major leagues with the Cubs. That's who's in the zone, brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Coming up next, we'll sit down with Ryan Dempster from Wrigley Field.
The tribute to Christopher Walken.
Celebrated a birthday this past week. Feel younger. Not sure how. Must be booze.
Could be.
When my allergies hit, I've got a great new way to hit back. I get Claritin Clear with new Claritin liquid gels. The first and only non-drowsy allergy medicine with pure liquid power. Claritin liquid gels release a wave of non-drowsy relief for my itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, and runny nose. For powerful relief I can depend on. Claritin liquid gels. It's a great new way to live Claritin Clear.
When your neighbors ask who does your lawn, just open your garage. Excellent maneuverability. Wide range of cutting decks. And the quality and great price of Craftsman. Innovations, the broadest selection, and better value. No wonder Craftsman is among America's most trusted brands.
As your love has evolved, so have your gifts. From I like you, I really like you. I love you. I will always love you. And sometimes a gift says you mean more to me than anything else in the world. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 164 years of financial strength, it's the most selfless gift you can give. New York Life, the company you keep.
Extreme 3, the only disposable with 3 flexible pivoting blades and 2 conditioning strips for a smooth, comfortable shave. Chic Extreme 3, for your skin.
The Hyundai Leadoff Man, brought to you in part by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs, and by your Chicago Hyundai dealers. We've got your back with America's best warranty, and now Hyundai Assurance Plus.
Welcome back to the Hyundai leadoff man here on WGN Sports. Let's take a look at today's Hyundai dealer of the game, Darcy Hyundai in Joliet, Illinois. Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Len Casper now with Ryan Dempster, Cubs starter, who will get the nod in Game 3 tomorrow afternoon. Ryan, we'll talk baseball here in a second, but we've got to talk Blackhawks hockey. Have you ever seen an overtime goal that quickly? What, 12 seconds in as the Blackhawks won?
Yeah, I was glad I wasn't up for a bathroom break or anything, because that happened so fast. And what a game it was. There was so much energy in the stadium, and just to see them go out there and win on their own home ice, Game 1 like that was pretty awesome. And I was really, really happy for those guys. A big fan of them. So
you're on the right team. You're in a great hockey city and baseball city, and we have a lot of day games here and the night games for the playoffs. It works out well, doesn't it?
No, absolutely. I mean, what a treat for us that you're having a game on a Thursday and know you can still make it to the hockey game that night. So and the same goes for Saturday. I'm gonna pitch on Saturday and be there for Game 2 to go out there and hopefully watch him win another one.
I saw Reed Johnson was with you last night. You mentioned you were going to buy him some Culvers. Did you buy last night after the great catch in Milwaukee last weekend?
Absolutely. Reed's on scholarship the rest of the year. Whatever he wants, he gets. So, yeah, I was actually really digging his rally towel hat he had on. When they were down 2-1, he took the rally towels and made it into a bandana, and about a minute later they scored a goal. So it was good karma there last night.
All right, you're the cover of the new Vine line, the cover story, Ryan Dempster. So make sure you check that out. And you love being a Chicago Cub, don't you? I mean, you had a chance to possibly go somewhere else in the offseason, but you signed a nice long-term contract.
Yeah, I just love the city. I love playing here at Wrigley. I mean, in my opinion, we got the greatest fans in the world. And you come here every day, and there's 40,000 people here to cheer you on, and there's not a better place to be, and eventually there's not going to be a better place to win, and it's going to happen. And I just saw it as, where else is there to go? This is the only place left to win, and I want to be here when it happens, and I want to be a big part of it.
The theme the last several months after last season was keep knocking on that door, and hopefully this year knock it in. You guys have been to the playoffs twice, and you're not thinking about that right now, but you guys have a lot of confidence that this is a very, very good ball club.
No, absolutely. We got a really good starting rotation. We got a real good bullpen, and we got a great lineup. And so the biggest part is we just got to go out there every day and take it one game at a time and not get too far ahead of ourselves, and play hard every day and have fun and enjoy the ride. And hopefully we find ourselves right back in the same position we were last year with a lot better results.
I have a feeling you're going to challenge Albert tomorrow, right? I know you want to.
Absolutely. I don't ever really back down from anybody. So I'm going to go out there and give it my best, and hopefully it's enough to win the game.
All right, the gloves are off, so to speak, for Ryan Dempster. Ryan, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That's Ryan Dempster, and as we go to break on the Hyundai Leadoff Man, let's check out the Cubs minor league report. Jake Fox off to a fantastic start at AAA Iowa, and how about young Michael Brenly? He made his Peoria debut yesterday. The catcher, 2 hits, including a run knocked in. We'll talk about today's starting pitchers and get you set. Cardinals and Cubs from Wrigley Field coming up.
Nobody has to tell you these are tough times. That's why it's a good time to get back under the hood, to keep that car running longer, and do everything you can to make sure a small job doesn't turn into a costly one. And AutoZone is here to help every step of the way. We're the one place you'll find the expertise, tools, and advice you can trust to help you do the job right the first time. Because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Frosted strawberry as an ice cream sandwich. Chocolate fudge on a stick, please.
With the endless possibilities of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, it's sure to be a picture-perfect summer. Pop-Tarts, made for fun.
Hi, what can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Oh, whoa, honey. Okay, I mean, you can't. This isn't a stove, all right? I mean, what if I just walked into the kitchen and started making a salad?
That'd be weird.
Right? I mean, look, there's a technique.
Okay. Wow. It's okay, everyone. Thanks, hon.
Yep, it's that easy with Kingsford Match Light.
The Hyundai Leadoff Man, brought to you in part by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs, and by your Chicago Hyundai dealers. We've got your back with America's best warranty, and now Hyundai Assurance Plus.
Starting pitchers now, right-hander P.J. Walters will make his major league debut for the Cardinals. 24 years old. He's here because Chris Carpenter's on the DL. Carlos Zambrano will shoot for his 98th career win. Bob Brenly will join the fray as we near game time. Cardinals at Cubs next.
Okay, maybe it was my fault.
She told me to kill the weeds.
And you did, along with the grass.
I used the wrong stuff.
Oh, there were dead spots everywhere.
This is the right stuff. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. It kills weeds down to the root. Even the tough ones like dandelion and crabgrass.
But unlike that other stuff, it won't kill the grass. Ortho guarantees it. Kill the weeds, not the lawn.
Weeds, not lawn.
Got it?
Yeah. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max.
Defend what's yours.
Why are you eating like that?
Like what?
A fancy pinky.
It adds to the whole truffle blizzard thing.
Come on.
Try it.
Fine.
Another spoonful, son.
It's heaven on earth. The new Midnight Truffle Blizzard. Decadent truffle pieces, cocoa fudge, and creamy DQ soft serve.
When Jeremy and I had our first date, he says I dodged his kiss.
She did. She ducked it. I went in and I got like the cheek. I think I even got like hair. I mean, it was just like.
And here we are because of an online dating site. So it is pretty remarkable.
That beautiful, crazy lady is the best part of my day.
He touches my heart in ways that, I don't know, I just never thought that it would be like this.
See how it feels to be matched based on compatibility. Review all your matches for free. eHarmony.com.
There's no greater joy than giving to your kids for their first tooth, first steps, first set of wheels, first day of practice. But only one gift protects a lifetime of firsts. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 164 years of financial strength, it's the most selfless gift you can give. New York Life, the company you keep.
The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
Always bustling on game day, and it is a beautiful day for Cubs baseball here on WGN Sports. We are inside the friendly confines of Wrigley Field as the Cubs and the Cardinals will play game 2 of this 4-gamer. The Cardinals taking game 1 yesterday 7-4. And hi again, everyone. Great to start your weekend with Cubs baseball today. Bob Brenly and Len Casper. The Cubs have been a little up and down here lately, but Kosuke Fukudome has been pretty darn consistent.
Yeah, it's been real good to see the start that Kosuke's gotten off to, not only getting his base hits, drawing his walks, but hitting for some power in the early going this season, including a big home run in the ball game yesterday. Really seems to be well balanced at the plate, getting good pitches to hit, hitting them hard.
That was a go-ahead 3-run homer yesterday. Unfortunately, the Cardinals would come back and win, but the key for Kosuke is to just keep this consistency all season long. Chris Duncan had a tough day in left. left, but he more than made up for it at the plate.
Yeah, we joked about the plus-minus in hockey. It works for Chris Duncan. He's a liability in left field, but he is swinging a hot bat in the early going for the Cardinals, batting .389 with a couple of homers, including a big one in the ball game yesterday.
Yeah, he even admitted on a play early in the game he was playing a little too deep, so we'll keep an eye on him out in left field today. P.J. Walters making his big league debut against the Cubs ace Carlos Zambrano. Now down to the field and our national anthem, Wayne Messmer.
Accompanied by Gary Pressey at the Lowry organ as they perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
No better way to start your weekend than the Cubs entertaining the Cardinals. We'll have the lineups in the first pitch next.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't do commercials. It's not my thing.
Conan, this is different. It's a ton of money, and it's only going to be seen in Sweden.
Only in Sweden?
All the Hollywood guys do this.
This one commercial couldn't hurt.
That wasn't me.
Hey, Conan! Vroom, vroom, party starter!
Party starter!
I'm Ozzy Osbourne, and I'm the Prince of Darkness.
The Lich King is the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy.
Well, maybe you're the one who's been riding a crazy train, but I've been the Prince of Darkness since 1979.
There can be only one Prince of Darkness.
World of Warcraft. Try it for free at warcraft.com.
Honey, it's the money we could be saving with Geico.
Tell me.
I'm on it.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's the money you could be saving with Geico. He's not much for conversation, but if he was, it would be a conversation about saving you money.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser Select. Full flavor, 99 calories, the exception to the rule. The Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. Comcast. Catch more games in HD on Comcast Digital Cable. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV today. By Pepsi. Every generation refreshes the world. Visit refresheverything.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Travel Southwest Airlines for business and get where you need to go on time. Visit southwest.com today.
You're watching the Chicago Cubs on WGN Sports. Cubs baseball in high definition is sponsored by Comcast. Glorious afternoon weather-wise. Starting to finally smell like spring. Now the Cardinals starting lineup. Skip Schumacher making the conversion from the outfield to second. Colby Rasmus is their top prospect. He's in center. Pujols, Ludwig, Duncan. Got to be careful with those guys and look at their starts. Molina hitting over 300. Joe Thurston at 417. Brian Barden's had a big week. P.J. Walters will get his first career plate appearance against Carlos Zambrano.
Good luck with that. Let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively today behind Zambrano. Brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, refresh everything. Soriano, Fukudome, and Hoffpower across the outfield. Michael Hoffpower getting his second start in right field here at Wrigley Field. Ramirez, Terrio, Fontenot, Lee across the infield. Giovanni Soto once again doing the catching for right-hander Carlos Zambrano. Zambrano started and got a win in the season opener down in Houston. Pitched very well in his second start of the season, although it was a no decision for him. The ball club did win that game.
He's faced the Cardinals a lot, and he had a great stretch from 05 to 08, during which he went 8-0, but the last couple times around he's had a tough time. 17 earned runs in his last two starts against the Cardinals, both, by the way, coming here at Wrigley. The umpires today, led by Sam Holbrook. He's behind the plate. He's from Kentucky. Dan Isonia's at first. Charlie Relaford, the crew chief, at second. Larry Vanover is at third. Here we go. Z versus Skip Schumacher. A wind, and the first pitch is a fastball for a strike. One bouncer right at the second baseman Fontenot. Two pitches, one out.
That's a good start for Carlos. Schumacher's a guy that's given him problems in the past. Was hitting .368 against Big Z in games leading up today, so good to retire him, especially with you-know-who lurking a couple spots away.
Now facing Colby Rasmus, the Cardinals' top prospect. He's made starts at all three outfield spots. Swing and a miss. Nothing in two with you-know-who on deck.
Well, one thing to watch for with Big Z early going, especially that first inning, is his pace out there on the mound. Sometimes he gets a little too far ahead of himself, wants to work too quickly. Sometimes he gets frustrated with himself or with the home plate umpire, but so far so good.
Just off the outside corner. And it's even 2-2. 55 degrees. And the wind out of the east at 7. Not blowing very hard. Swing and a miss. That's his first punch out. As Pujols will come to the plate.
Well, after a series of sinking fastballs and splitters, he rears back with a four-seamer at 94 and blows it right by Rasmus.
Pop foul back our way.
Len, this is one of those matchups. People all around baseball that may be watching the game today as they're preparing to go to their own ballpark for their game, or sitting at home and you hear Zambrano against Pujols. I'm going to stop what I'm doing and watch this one. It's kind of been a wash between the two. Pujols hitting .259 against Carlos with a couple of doubles and 5 home runs, but Big Z has struck him out 11 times also.
A 1-1 pitch. Now it's 1-2. Pujols was intentionally walked twice yesterday, went 1 for 3 officially. 10 RBIs away from 1,000 in his career.
Good pitch. I mean, the consensus around the league is there's no easy way to get Pujols out, but if you can make him move his feet, throw in at the belt, or in this case in at the knees, make him move and get a little uncomfortable in that batter's box, you might have a chance of making a good pitch and getting him out.
Sweeping slider was way outside. Full count on Pujols with Ryan Ludwig on deck. Line foul by maybe a foot. So we'll do it again. Cardinals at 8-3, 2 games up in the division. Cubs are in second at 5-4. And he went. Home plate umpire Sam Holbrook made the call, so Z strikes out 2 in the opening inning. And the Cubs will get their first look at rookie P.J. Walters making his major league debut when we come back.
Disposable with 3 flexible pivoting blades and 2 conditioning strips for a smooth, comfortable shave. Chic Extreme 3 for your skin.
Hey everybody, check this out. Who wants white meat?
Tradition meets innovation. The surprisingly efficient Ridgeline, built by Hyundai.
You can buff up, clean up, but you can't cover up that bald spot. Instead of hiding it, solve it with Men's Rogaine Foam. In clinical testing, 85% of men regrew hair. Men's Rogaine Foam. Use it or lose it.
Oh, whoa, honey. Okay, I mean, you can't. This isn't a stove, all right? I mean, what if I just walked into the kitchen and started making a salad?
That'd be weird.
Right? I mean, look, there's a technique.
Okay. Wow. Okay, everyone. Thanks, hon.
Yep, it's that easy with Kingsford Matchlight.
I'm on the journey of a lifetime.
We're pretty much in the clouds.
Going places I've never seen, meeting people that I will never forget. It's the ultimate adventure, and it's all on Around the World for Free, a WGN America original.
Now Lou Pinella's Pepsi lineup for today's game against the Cardinals. Of course, brought to you by Pepsi. Refresh everything. Soriano, Fukudome, and Lee at the top. Hoffpower in again for Bradley, Ramirez, and Soto. Fontenot, Terrio, and Zambrano 7 through 9.
A quick look at the Cardinals defensively. Chris Duncan in left. We know he had his problems yesterday. Rasmussen center, Ludwig in right, Thurston, Bard, and Schumacher and Pujols across the infield. Yadier Molina doing the catching today for the rookie right-hander P.J. Walters.
Heart's got to be pounding. He pitched great in his first start of the year, but that was a AAA. With Memphis versus Oklahoma City. This is Cardinals Cubs. We've only been doing this since the early 1890s. He's here because Chris Carpenter has a left oblique tear. We're saying 4 to 8 weeks. Tony La Russa, I guess, didn't want Walters to have to face even more pressure of a Sunday night game. So that's why he's pitching today, and also this was his day to pitch. That first start at AAA was 6 days ago as he strikes out his first major league batter. Alfonso Soriano, 1 out.
Well, congratulations. Don't do it again.
Here's our high-def shot of the game, sponsored by Comcast.
Boy, not only is Pujols able to drive that bat through the zone quickly, he's able to pull the bat back quickly. With the naked eye, I thought he held up on that swing, but you could clearly see with our high-def shot of the day that he did commit to that ball, and the correct call was strike 3.
Cubs baseball in high definition, sponsored by Comcast. Called strike on Kosuke Fukudome. He'll probably See a healthy dose of changeups from Walters.
Yeah, the scouting report is that he has an average fastball that sinks away from a left-handed hitter, an average slurvy breaking ball, but a plus changeup that he will throw 3-4 times in a row to the same hitter. The thing the Cardinals liked about him in spring training was the fact that he challenged the strike zone, very similar to what David Patton did to earn his spot on the Cubs roster this spring. He challenged the strike zone, showed a lot of poise on the mound. Perhaps not the best stuff in the league, but knows what to do with the stuff that he has.
Dothan or Dothan, Alabama. Full count. Dothan, Alabama. And the 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. First base runner for either team. Derek with a sac fly in the first inning yesterday. 0 for 3 after that, but a good start to the homestand. He's 5 for 10. Caught the outside corner. Walters from the stretch with a runner on base for the first time. The kick and the pitch. That's also a strike. He's PJ. His full name is Philip Dwayne Walters. Should we assume he's a junior? PJ?
Not really sure. I know Dwayne does not start with the J, though.
You're good. Outside.
Well, you know, Len, we talked about Chris Duncan in left field yesterday for the Cardinals and the depth with which he played. Colby Rasmus out there in center field is just about matching him. He's only a couple steps off the warning track and straight away center. Cardinals defensively really playing deep. I mean, when you see outfielders playing that deep, that's when, as a base runner at first, you have it in your mind, on a base hit to the outfield, I'm going first to third. Make them charge the ball hard and get off a quick throw to stop you, but have your mindset that you're going to go first to third on any base hit to the outfield.
Good lead by Kosuke. And the 2-2 pitch. A ground ball left side. And a sliding stop and safe at second. Thurston had to leave his feet and could not get off a strong throw. And Kosuke able to beat it. That's an infield hit for D. Lee.
A little roller to that left side. I thought it was going to get past the third baseman Thurston and give Barden an opportunity to make a backhanded play, but you could clearly see there Thurston just off balance, trying to throw from the ground, couldn't get much on it, and a good hustle by Fukudome to beat that throw.
Second straight start for Michael Hoffpower in right. Milton Bradley is still day-to-day. Should be available to pinch hit again. But the groin still not 100%. I asked Micah how comfortable he was in right yesterday. He said, I felt pretty good. He looked comfortable. He said, I asked him about the wind. He said it changes a lot. And that happens a lot. That one's drilled deep to right. And it's going to hit the warning track. Kosuke's going to score easily. We'll see if Derek, nope, he's going to stop at third. And Hoffpower with an RBI double, his third RBI of the young season. And the Cubs strike first. It's 1-0.
Well, exactly the kind of offensive start you like to see against a young pitcher. I'm sure he's got a lot of butterflies out there on the mound. Did start the game with a strikeout, but then a walk, an infield hit, and now a rocket double off the wall in right center field for Micah Hoffpower. Don't let the young man get settled in out there on the mound.
Brings up the 5-hitter Aramis Ramirez. Only changed 1 through 8 in the lineup. Soto and Fontenot swapping spots. So Gio is on deck, trying to get out of an early season slump at 1 for 14. Ramirez making his 2nd straight start after missing a couple of games with the stiffness in his back. Not a big surprise. All those guys spending a lot of time in the NL Central. Dunn and Bay are no longer in the division. But not only is P.J. Walters heart pounding, but you could say the same for Mike Quade and Derek Lee after that screamer off the bat of Ramirez. Schumacher charging from second. We saw that yesterday from Brendan Ryan. He starts back, and then as the pitch is being delivered, he comes all the way into the edge of the grass. Into center, and it'll drop down for a hit. And they'll get one more, 2-0. Hoffpower stopping at third as the throw gets past Pujols. Aramis has found a couple of nice holes in the outfield. Yesterday poked one into right. And this one, if you're going to hit it to center today with Rasmus playing deep, don't hit it too far.
Well, don't hit it too hard. Just a little floater out into shallow center field. On a pitch that was supposed to be out over the plate, kind of straight inside, jammed Rami a little bit, but he just muscled it out there into shallow center field. The Cubs still have it cooking. Keep the pressure on.
Soto trying to get on track. 1 for 14. His manager noted that he hasn't yet taken a walk.
You know, think back to spring training, Len, and we talked about it with the guys that were in Arizona. One of the last things to come for a hitter is the knowledge of your own strike zone. You take a lot of BP early in camp. You go out there in those early exhibition games, and everybody's very aggressively swinging the bat. Sometimes it pitches out of the strike zone, but as camp goes on, you gradually get down, narrow your zone, know which pitches you can handle, what you can't handle, and Gio is going through that process right now during the regular season because of his abbreviated sprint. Some of the breaking balls that he swung at in the ball game yesterday, he wouldn't even think about swinging at in about another week.
First and third, 2 in, only 1 out. And Soto swings and misses to make it 2-2.
That's a change up from Walters right there. And the report that I saw down in the coach's room this morning said he would throw it 3, 4, maybe even 5 times in a row to the same hitter. That's his go-to pitch when he's in trouble. Another one right there. That one up a little bit more. A little more hittable. Soto just able to get a piece of it. Just changed the direction, fouled it off the thumb of Yadier Molina's mitt, stays alive.
After the strikeout by Soriano, a walk and 3 straight hits. And it brings up another 2-2 pitch, backhanded by Barden. Schumacher will turn it, and that'll end the Cubs first. They do get a pair. It's 2-0 after 1.
I was in the grocery store when I had a heart attack. My daughter was with me. I took a Bear aspirin out of my purse and chewed it. My doctor said the Bear aspirin saved my life. Please talk to your doctor about aspirin and your heart. I'm going to be grandma for a long time.
This is a strawberry Pop-Tart, and this is the warm, fresh-baked taste of a strawberry toaster strudel. See the difference? Pillsbury Toaster Strudel, the one kids want to eat.
Nobody has to tell you these are tough times. That's why it's a good time to get back under the hood, to keep that car running longer, and do everything you can to make sure a small job doesn't turn into a costly one. And AutoZone is here to help every step of the way. We're the one place you'll find the expertise, tools, and advice you can trust to help you do the job right the first time. Because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Okay, maybe it was my fault.
She told me to kill the weeds.
And you did, along with the grass.
I used the wrong stuff.
Oh, there were dead spots everywhere.
This is the right stuff. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. It kills weeds down to the root. Even the tough ones like dandelion and crabgrass.
But unlike that other stuff, it won't kill the grass. Ortho guarantees it. Kill the weeds, not the lawn.
Weeds, not lawn.
Got it?
Yeah. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max.
Defend what's yours.
This Sunday is 7-11 day at Wrigley Field. The Cubs will battle the Cardinals at 7:05. Throughout the game, great prizes will be awarded to lucky fans in random seats, compliments of 7-11. Oh, thank heaven.
Is that lucky fans in random seats or random fans in lucky seats?
I think you could do it either way.
Yeah.
It's a versatile promotion.
They're all lucky seats here today. Beautiful day at the ballpark.
First 10,000 adults receive the Cubs W banner, brought to you by Bud Light. Ryan Ludwig. Foul tipping, strike 2. Career high hitting streak going back to last year. 19 games. The guy behind him has hit in all of them this year, 10. Chris Duncan and then Yadier Molina. Cardinals are scoring runs. They lead the National League in runs. They lead the majors in on-base percentage. First in the NL in slugging. Tied for first with 13 home runs. They have made, however, the most errors in the majors with 10. They won yesterday despite 3 defensive miscues. And it's a theme that Lou Piniella goes back to a lot when you talk about pitching and defense. When the Cubs struggle, he normally says, you know what, if we scored more runs, we could take care of all those things. He's always focused on the offense.
That's good medicine for what ails a team. As you said, the Cardinals are struggling a little bit defensively, but they're out hitting their mistakes. When your pitching is not quite as sharp as you'd like it to be, your offense can make up for that as well. And you know, Lou's always been an offense-oriented manager. He likes to see the guys swing the bats.
Z's 2-2 is hit foul. And in terms of the Cubs pitching at the moment, the tough part about it is early in the season, your starters are generally not going to be stretched out too much. Middle relief becomes even more important, and as we talked ad nauseum, a lot of guys down there still trying to find their rhythm. Ludwig swings and misses. We haven't seen a whole lot of Marmol and Gregg here lately, which is good news, bad news. They're getting their rest, but that means the Cubs haven't had late leads the last couple of days.
Good pitch down below the bottom of the strike zone there. You know, Len, I think any success the Cardinals have this year, it doesn't necessarily hinge on Albert Pujols. You know what he's going to do. He's going to put up monster numbers, have an MVP type season. The real key for their season is the guy that just struck out, the guy at the plate right now, Yadier Molina. If the guys hitting after Pujols in the lineup can pick up the slack and pick up those RBIs, they could be a strong offensive ball club. And so far in the early going, that's been the case.
1-1 on Duncan, 3 for 14 against Carlos.
I mean, if the 4, 5, 6 hitters in this Cardinals lineup don't pick up the RBIs after the intentional walks or the pitch arounds that Albert Pujols figures to get this year, then nobody's going to pitch to Albert.
Pop foul back to the seats. Duncan with consecutive 3-hit games as he has remained in the lineup. Rick Ankiel not in there today. Neither is Khalil Green. That one went into the dugout. I noticed Ankiel 0 for 6 versus Zambrano, and Khalil Green 1 for 18 with 6 strikeouts. That probably would explain it.
Yeah, the players have a term for that. They say the computer got it. All you have to do is look at that stat sheet, and if the numbers are not pretty, the manager's usually going to give you a day off against a tough pitcher like Zambrano.
Swing and the miss. 4 straight strikeouts. Cubs lead the majors in strikeouts. They have 90 now in the season. They've led baseball in Ks 8 straight years. That's a major league record.
And if Zambrano continues to throw that splitter where he just threw that last one to Chris Duncan, they're going to widen their strikeout lead. He's got nasty stuff today.
He's getting close to 6th on the Cubs strikeout list as Molina singles into right. It's their first hit. Cubs fans, don't forget to check out our WGN baseball blog on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link. Look for Len and Bob's baseball blog. I have a post on some pregame notes today. We have game notes from our friends at Stats Inc., video from this week, and much, much more. Again, WGNTV.com. Click on sports. Look for the link to Len and Bob's blog. Zambrano from the stretch for the first time. Called strike on left-handed hitting Joel Thurston. Clark Griswold is here. Finally got the lights up. Exciting finish last night as the Blackhawks scored a dozen seconds into overtime. One of those deals in the playoffs. It can last 12 seconds or 12 hours. What a game. 0-2 driven. Kosuke will get there as Thurston hit it hard but for an out to deep center. Cubs lead early 2-0 after an inning and a half.
Just by searching the web. It's called the Search Engine, and it's real easy to use. Go to WGNAmerica.com and click on the Search Engine link. Sign yourself up, and you can earn points towards free stuff with every search. The more you use the Search Engine, the more swag bucks you get to cash in. And if you tell a friend, you can double your bucks. So why not get free stuff for an internet search you were going to do anyway? It's the Search Engine on WGNAmerica.com, and it's your ticket to free stuff. And in times like these, who couldn't use some free stuff?
Yeah. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. And may you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. And may your heart always be joyful. And may your song always be sung. Sing it. May you stay forever young. May you stay forever young.
Every generation refreshes the world.
Cool.
Extreme 3, the only disposable with 3 flexible pivoting blades and 2 conditioning strips for a smooth, comfortable shave. Schick Extreme 3, for your skin.
See you tomorrow, Steve.
Tony Stewart. Thank you, Tony.
Tony? Armor All wash, wipes, and tire shines. Go ahead, stare. And to clean your car while you shine, try Armor All Protect It.
Hey fans, for a limited time, head to McDonald's for a full meal for under $5. It's called McDonald's Appetite Stimulus Package. Your choice of one of 4 tasty sandwiches, hot fries, plus an ice-cold soft drink. A full meal for under $5. Prices and participation may vary.
Bottom 2 is rookie right-hander P.J. Walters tries to settle in after allowing 2 runs. Could have been more for the Cubs in the first, but he got a double play ball to end it. Facing the bottom of the order, Fontenot, Terrio, and Zambrano. That's rolled into center. So Soto, Fontenot, Terrio, Zambrano, Soriano. Better like that.
Oh, my. Hey, Len, Gerald Perry wanted us to send out best wishes and all of his love to his daughter Fallon and her husband Jamal. They just welcomed baby Blake into the world in Atlanta yesterday, the newest Cub fan. That's Gerald's second grandchild, but his first grandson. I said, are you going to turn him into a switch hitter right away? He said, we'll work on it. Congratulations.
Indeed. Also want to say hello and thank you to big Cubs fan Sue Harris watching us today and every day on WGN from West Des Moines, Iowa. Terrio takes it off the plate inside, 2-0. The hit for Fontenot snapped in 0 for 14. And Terrio comes in 1 for 11 on the homestand. That's a strike.
Great hit and run count here. 2-1 is a count. A lot of managers like to play a little hit and run, figuring that that pitcher doesn't want to go to a 3-1 count. He's going to throw a strike. Get that runner in motion. We know how Terrio likes to hit that ball to the right side. Would figure to be a great combination to play a little hit and run.
The Cubs have stolen 7 bases. They've been caught 5 times. That's the most caught stealings, plural, in the majors. Two and two. So we have seen the Cubs be a little bit more aggressive. But there was a strike him out, throw him out double play yesterday. And Terrio shoots it into right. Fontenot will stop at second base. 2 on for Zambrano.
What Brian Terrio does so well. You see that huge hole in the right side of the infield. That's right where his normal swing hits the baseball. Perfect line drive through that gap into right field, and a wise choice by Mike Fontenot to stop at second base. Ryan Ludwig, with a strong throwing arm, already has 3 outfield assists on the season.
While this is the big league debut of Walters, he did make a bunch of appearances for the Cardinals in spring training in Florida. So there is some familiarity with his teammates. He's already given up 5 hits. This is the 9th batter he's faced. Outside on a changeup, and Molina's going to go out and talk to him. And I think one thing he might tell him is, going right back to the top here, got to throw some strikes. But it's impossible to walk Big Z.
Make him good strikes, though, because this guy can hit a little bit. Yeah, normally this would be an obvious bunt situation for just about any other pitcher in baseball, but with a 2-run lead in the game, a couple runners on base, they've got that young pitcher rattled a little bit out there on the mound. Lou's going to let Big Z pick a pitch and try to do some damage.
All right. Carlos has had in his entire career 536 plate appearances. He has walked 5 times. He didn't walk at all last year. And he takes now his first walk since 2006.
He's a much more patient hitter this year.
He's 2 walks away now from his career high in the season. They're loaded up for Soriano. Well, he'd like to change these numbers around a little bit. His best numbers have come with nobody on to start the season. Small sample size. 3 on, no outs, and that pitch will not count. Stunning development. Carlos Zambrano walked. It was a good at bat. The kick and the pitch. Roller foul. As good a hitter as he is, it is surprising. He's sprinkled at least a couple over the past 4 years.
He doesn't want to walk. He wants to swing that bat.
Fontenot at third, Terrios second, Zambrano at first. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss after a breaking ball. Here's the 0-2. He struck him out, went off the plate again with a breaker. He has 2 strikeouts. Both have come against Soriano.
And both have come on sliders out of the strike zone. That pitch barely started on the outside corner, ends up in the dirt in that left-handed batter's box. First time all these Cubs hitters have seen Walters, so there will be an adjustment period. And you've seen that pitch several times now in your first 2 at-bats. Hopefully, if Walters is still in there, Soriano will be able to lay off that slider next time.
Nothing in 1 to Kosuke.
Well, and there was a time not too long ago that when the Cubs faced a pitcher they hadn't seen before, forget about it. They had no chance. I mean, even if the guy didn't have extraordinary stuff, you know, just a sinker slider pitcher that keeps the ball down in the zone, he throws strikes, nothing.
Lots of chances early on, but it's 1-2 on Kosuke. Cubs have had a lot of opportunities in this series. The 6th inning yesterday was particularly frustrating. They had runners at second and third with no outs, and then bases loaded, 1 out in a tie game, and they couldn't get a run. 1-2 to Kosuke. 2-2.
Back-to-back changeups again from Walters. If he does happen to get to a 2-strike count, that's what he's more than likely going to go with. Either a changeup or a sinker away. It has to be a tough decision for Tony La Russa how long to stick with his youngster. Optimistically, any manager would like to think your pitcher's going to settle in.
High in the air to center for Rasmus. Trying to have his momentum head toward third. That's where his throw will go. Fontenot's in. Kosuke with a sacrifice fly. Give him 9 RBIs. And it's 3-0.
Talk about the depth that the Cardinals outfielders play. Ryan Theriot went back to tag up at second base, took about 5 or 6 big steps toward third, and then saw that that throw was on line, decided to hit the brakes and stay in scoring position at second base with 2 outs.
So again, Walters trying to limit the damage. Gave up 2 in the first, 1 here in the second, but he faces Derek Lee now with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Kick and the 0-1. He's ahead 0-2. Trying to make him juggle now. He already had a ball, and another ball came out to the mound. still 0-2. One other game going on right now, and the Indians just scored 3 in the top of the 5th. They lead the Yankees 5-3. Mark DeRosa with his second home run for the Indians. Well, a lot of long balls. We talked about it when we were at Yankee Stadium. We thought it might be a pretty good offensive park. Teixeira, Cabrera, and Damon have gone deep for the Yankees. Everything else around baseball is later tonight. Bloated pitch count for Walters up in the mid-50s, and he's only got 5 outs. Terrio at second, Zambrano at first. On the 2-2 pitch, another foul. Longtime pitching coach Dave Duncan looking on as Walters steps off. Has the sign, and coming back on another 2-2. Battle continues. Let's check out who's moving forward with Toyota. Derek Lee against the Cardinals. Second highest career average against an NL opponent. 346 versus the Rockies. Today's Toyota moving forward thanks to Toyota. Played inside. He's worked another full count. And the runners will be moving with 2 outs.
Well, pitch count may end up being the determining factor, but I started to mention about Tony La Russa. Tough decisions to make with the young pitcher. You'd like to think he's going to settle in, but the reality is you're facing Carlos Zambrano, who appears to be on top of his game today.
Down the right field line, and it's foul. Landed right behind the bullpen mound.
And Zambrano is on top of his game. You don't figure to score a lot of runs against him. So at some point you have to draw the line and say that's enough. I'm not going to allow the youngster to give up any more. We're going to have a tough time scoring runs against Big Z today. But then you also have to look forward. Kyle Loesch taking the mound for the Cardinals tomorrow, coming off a complete game. So you'd like to possibly have some bullpen ready just in case he needs some help tomorrow. And you would really hate to exhaust your pen early in today's game, knowing you may need him tomorrow.
They're down one arm out there as Josh Kinney was optioned to AAA Memphis to make room for Walters on their roster today. They used a couple of relievers yesterday, McClellan and Franklin. Another 3-2 pitch, and Derek went too far. That's a strikeout. Just found out. Home plate umpire made the call, Sam Holbrook. And the inning is over. Cubs get 1, but again they had him loaded with no outs. 3-0 after 2.
Man, love that drinkability.
Drink what?
Drinkability. It's what makes Bud Light so incredibly refreshing. It's like a wave of refreshment, gently washing over your whole body.
It's getting bigger.
Here comes the refreshment. That almost never happens.
Easy drinking, always refreshing. Bud Light, the difference is drinkability.
No hard feelings.
When your neighbors ask who does your lawn, just open your garage. Excellent maneuverability. Wide range of cutting decks. And the quality and great price of Craftsman. Innovations, the broadest selection, and better value. No wonder Craftsman is among America's most trusted brands.
Did you know the Honda Accord holds its value better than any other car in its class? And the reasons are simple. Its exceptional engineering can help lead to lower maintenance costs, and being a top safety pick can help lower insurance expenses. So what's the bottom line? The Accord costs less over the long term. And that's music to anyone's ears. Go to Edmunds.com for an independent report on the true cost to own an Accord. And then see your Honda dealer for great leases and low financing.
Saturday night, the Sox swing south to Tampa to take a shot at the AL champs. White Sox, Rays. Saturday, 7 East, 4 West on WGN America.
Cub fans, don't forget to visit the WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com. Brought to you by The Great Escape for up-to-the-minute stats and information designed to give you everything you need to know during the game. WGN Sports Game Zone, available for every Cubs game. It's brought to you by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Here one, Len. I got to tip my cap to Sam Holbrook. The home plate umpire has called out both number 3 hitters on check swings today, and both times I didn't think they went, but on further review, he was right both times.
Eric didn't like the call, but the replay seemed to indicate that it was the right call. 1-1 on Brian Barden. He's not batting like an 8 hitter. 2 home runs on this trip. Off to a really good start. Troy Gloss, recovering from shoulder surgery, is on the disabled list. Colby Rasmus taking it all in here at Wrigley. Leadoff walk. First one surrendered by Z. And Walters is, well, that was quick. Jose Oquendo came down and said one thing to him. Took about 3 seconds.
Doesn't take
bunt.
long to say bunt. Yeah.
It's foul.
Talked about the Cardinals pitchers and their approach to sacrifice bunts. We saw it with Adam Wainwright in the game yesterday. We'll see it again tomorrow with Kyle Loesch should the situation arise. Todd Wellemeyer. They show bunt early, pull the bat back, and then either come back around and bunt again or go ahead and swing away. Now, given the fact that Walters is making his first major league start, he doesn't appear to be on the same page as the rest of the Cardinal pitchers, but I'm sure he will be if he stays up here long enough. Square around early, show bunt, try to get that defense to move a few steps, then pull the bat back as the pitcher gets into the set position, and then either square around and bunt or go ahead and slash away.
That's a strikeout on the foul bunt attempt. 5 for Z, first out of the inning. Carlos not too far away from jumping into 6th on the Cubs list. Bill Hutchinson with 1,222 career strikeouts. Z now with 1,190. Very close at first.
Well, that's a great time to snap a throw over there. We've shown you shots in the past of that base runner getting out there, taking his lead and trying to peek in and see the catcher's signs.
Oh, it just snuck past Z, who just slammed his glove down to the mound. That ball was hit a lot harder than I think Z thought. By the time he put his glove down, it was already past him.
A comebacker right over the bump out there in the middle of the field. Just right underneath the glove of Carlos Zambrano. Your first instinct as a pitcher is to protect yourself out there on the mound. and then you try to make the play defensively, and you can see Carlos slamming his glove down, very reminiscent of Ted Lilly in Arizona a couple years ago.
So Schumacher's on 2 on for Rasmus. Here's the pitch off the outside edge. Z threw 118 pitches over his 6 innings in the no decision against Milwaukee 6 days ago. But again, an extra day of rest. This is his home debut for 2009. Oh, man, that was close. Brian Barden's almost been picked off 2 different bases.
Well, that's a tough one for an umpire to call. The throw was high. Theriot had to catch it up around chest level. His glove was right there next to Barden. He's insisting that he had that tag on Barden before he got his foot on the bag. Very close.
Rolled off the foot of Rasmus, so it's foul.
I mean, most of the time the umpires are trained to look at the base. You watch the guy's foot, you watch the tag. It's all right there in front of you below the knees, but that time the throw was chest high. Theriot made the catch, made the tag. Pretty tough for an umpire to see both things, a chest high tag and a foot on the base at the same time.
Inside, and it's 2-1. Cubs have outplayed the Cardinals early on, but St. Louis has the tying run at the plate. And Lee with the pick. Then he dropped it, and he will not get the out on another close play. Rasmus just beat the toss, and they are loaded for Pujols. Well, that one was scalded, and Derek was able to knock it down.
One hopper on the backhand side. He was going to go for the force play at second base. And when he went to get the ball out of his glove, it just squirted away. Tries to shovel it onto Big Z covering the bag, but too much speed. Trouble.
Yeah, with a capital T. They gave Rasmus a hit. And now Z will try to get a strikeout or a double play ball. That's how the infield is aligned. Bases loaded for Pujols. Big swing, and he just got a piece of it. Yikes. 391 in this spot. Fly to left. Soriano's coming over. Near the line, he has it. Pujols will end up with a sac fly, and it's somewhat of a victory for Zambrano because they got him out. 14th RBI of the year. It's now 3-1. Barden crossing the plate with their first tally.
Damage control right there. I tell you, most situations with the bases loaded, Albert Pujols at the plate, you'll take a sacrifice fly. This guy is one of the most deadly hitters in all of baseball. He's used to driving in multiple runs in that situation, but the fly ball to left field only drives home one teammate. Zambrano 1 out away from getting out of trouble.
Ryan Ludwig has just given the Cardinals the lead to the back of the bleachers and left, and just like that, the Cubs are trailing. Well, they got 3 in the first 2 innings, but it felt like they should have had a lot more, and all of a sudden this powerful Cardinal offense comes right back with 4 big ones.
Hanging slider in the middle of the plate for Ludwig. That got his bat head out in front of the plate. Got some lift on that ball. Man, that went a lot further than I thought it was going to when he made contact. That ball was way in the back of the bleachers in left field.
You pointed out the key to maybe their season, and that is Ryan Ludwig duplicating what he did last year behind Albert Pujols. The 2-0 to Duncan, and he hits it foul. Well, again, now you look at these last 3 starts against the Cardinals. They've all been here. Gave up 9 runs on August 9th of last year and just 4 1/3. 8 runs in an inning and 2/3 on the 19th of September. And he's allowed 4 early on today, and Duncan with a base hit. Ludwig and Duncan continuing their hitting streaks. Ludwig at 20 and Duncan now at 11. And here comes Larry Rothschild.
You got to find a way to refocus now. Zambrano's been upset in this inning since he missed that comebacker through the mound off the bat of Skip Schumacher. You may recall he threw his glove down on the mound, and things have kind of come unraveled since then. He'll get back in that strike zone with quality pitches. And you can certainly understand, and I'm not saying this is the case with Zambrano, but any pitcher facing Albert Pujols with the bases loaded, and you know you're going to have to grind and make some of your best pitches of the day. You get a sac fly to left field, a run scores. It's understandable you take a deep breath. Okay, that wasn't so bad, and then you make a mistake to the next hitter, and Ludwig hits a 3-run bomb.
And you go back to how this inning started, a walk to the number 8 hitter. Granted, he's hot. But this is the sort of lineup, the way it's constructed. You don't want to face anybody at the top of their order with men on base. Molina skies to right, sending Hoffpower over near the sidewall, and it's foul. It hit the wall, which is in foul territory, but he banged right into that padding. I think there's padding there.
He's had a couple balls over in that corner already in the 2 days he's played right field here this season. Yeah, that ball actually hit up on the what would you call that, the ledge of the wall down the right field line, and ricocheted back over Micah's head into fair territory, but ran him right up against the pad out there once again.
Al McRae enjoying what he's seen early on in the season, their hitting coach. Fair ball, backhanded by Ramirez. He'll toss over to Lee, and that's the inning. But a damaging one as the Cardinals grab the advantage. 3-run homer by Ludwig. It's 4-3 St. Louis.
My doctor told me something I never knew. As we get older, our bodies become less able to absorb calcium. He recommended Citracal. It's a different kind of calcium. Calcium citrate with vitamin D for unsurpassed absorption to nourish your bones.
Hi. What can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
I love the car. Show me the Carfax.
Car flaps. Sure.
No. Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
Car maps. Sorry. Denver, Seattle.
Stop doing that.
What?
Carfax provides a vehicle history report so you could buy a used car with more confidence. Get it free at thousands of reputable dealers. Just say, show me the Carfax.
Are we winning? Is this blackjack?
Win a trip for you and a friend to the Playboy Mansion. Candyland Party, June 13th.
There are times when 2 pair beats everything.
AbsolutePoker.net. This site is free to play.
Having fun on the rooftops across Waveland and Sheffield. So back to offense as Micah Hoffpower, who knocked in a run with a double in the first inning, leading it off. He's the cleanup man. Yummy, yummy. Base hit center field. Hoffpower's 2 for 2.
The 2009 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Aramis with an RBI single, his first time up. Boy, there have been a lot of conversations on the field with P.J. Walters. Third base coach, a couple of times talked to him during an at-bat. Molina just went out there to try to encourage him along. He now has his first lead of the day. Very short lead by Hoffpower at first. Ball strike. 1-1 on Aramis. Back is still not 100%. Didn't feel great on a diving play made yesterday, but he looked fine, and he's back in there today.
Yeah, it really seems to bother him the most when he swings and misses. You know, batter gets that bat into the hitting zone. You expect contact before your follow through, and when you swing and miss, things just come apart a little bit at the end of the swing, and that's when we've noticed Ramirez kind of taking a little extra time, flexing that back, bending over, stretching out a little bit.
The 2-1 on the way. It's right down the middle. I've seen Walters' fastball mid to upper 90 or upper 80s at best. This one in the mid 80s and a riser. Struck him out on a slider. Number 4 for Walters.
Well, and sometimes a pitcher will have rotation on his slider that's very easy to pick up for a hitter. Very flat. You can see it coming right out of the pitcher's hand. You can read the break very easily. Other times a guy can disguise that rotation, get a little more on top of the ball, have a little more of what they call a dot slider as it comes up to home plate, and that's tougher for the hitter to pick up.
Swing and a miss.
Soriano, Ramirez, now Soto swinging and missing at that slider. Must not be able to pick it up quickly out of Walters' hand.
He was a strikeout pitcher in the minors. He had 1 strikeout per inning at AAA last year. He was 7th in the PCL with 122 strikeouts in 122 innings.
Had a big year in 07, went to 3 different levels. Started out in A ball, moved to high A ball, ended up in double A ball, was the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the year back in 07.
0-2 to Soto. That missed 1 and 2. Soto's had a tough day. Double play and now a strikeout. 2 outs. Visibly frustrated after this swing.
And once again comes on that slider. That one had a little more downward movement than sweep on it. And Soto swings right over the top. And bad hitters usually don't get frustrated. You take your bad at bats. You'll take a double play. You'll take your strikeouts because you get used to it. You know it's going to happen over the course of the season. But when good hitters struggle, it gets very frustrating. your own expectations for what you should do up there at the plate are a lot higher, especially after an offensive year like Gio had last season. He'll get it going.
1-1 on Fontenot. Leadoff single by Hoffpower. He's still at first. Walters at the belt. And ready for a 2-1. Boy, he's getting a lot of waves. And all of his pitches now 2-2. 5 strikeouts already. Jammed him that time and fouled off. That was an interesting ride. Is that how you're getting home tonight?
Maybe. Good way to stay in shape.
Yeah, it's a good workout. Knocked down by Walters, and it becomes an easy play. He played goalie on that hot shot. 4-3 St. Louis after 3.
That hits the spot.
It's drinkability. Means Bud Light is good wherever you are.
If you're at a party, or playing golf, like those guys, or at the bar.
Draw another door.
Don't say draw.
Never filling, always refreshing. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
7 aces.
You're not like everyone else. No, you are a penny picker-upper. And you realize that a found penny isn't just a penny, it's the world's tiniest trophy. In honor of your savings savvy, CC's is dropping 1 million special pennies on the sidewalks around our restaurants. Some worth much more than a penny. It's what you'd expect from the home of the endless pizza buffet for $5 and change. So get to it. There's a penny out there with your name on it.
Oh, whoa, honey. Okay, I mean, you can't. This isn't a stove, all right? I mean, what if I just walked into the kitchen and started making a salad?
That'd be weird.
Right? I mean, look, there's a technique.
Okay. Wow. Okay, everyone. Thanks, hon.
Yep, it's that easy with Kingsford Match Light.
Okay, maybe it was my fault.
He told me to kill the weeds.
And you did, along with the grass.
I used the wrong stuff.
Oh, there were dead spots everywhere.
This is the right stuff. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. It kills weeds down to the root. Even the tough ones like dandelion and crabgrass.
But unlike that other stuff, it won't kill the grass. Ortho guarantees it. Kill the weeds, not the lawn.
Weeds, not lawn.
Got it?
Yeah. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max.
Defend what's yours.
Glenn and Bob and our WGN Sports crew from beautiful Wrigley Field. 4-3 St. Louis. Joe Thurston bunts, but he popped it up right to Zambrano. Stay informed throughout the 2009 season with MLB.com team text alerts and video alerts. Customize your mobile alerts, including news, game summaries, scores, and more. Sign up now by texting Get Cubs to 65246 or visit MLB.com/mobile. Outside corner fastball at 93 on Brian Barden, who walked and scored in the last inning. Ramirez at the edge of the grass at third. And Barden was late on the swing. 2 strikes. Thanks to Ryan Dempster for joining us on the leadoff man. He'll go into his start tomorrow against Kyle Loesch at 1-0. Loesch is 2-0 with a 1.13. It'll be a 2:40 first pitch. 7:05 Sunday night. Todd Wellemeyer, the former Cub, versus left-hander Ted Lilly. The Cubs will be off Monday And then the Reds come in Tuesday. That's a base hit for Barden. And Hoffpower picks it up. The throw to second. A little bit late. Well played by Hoffpower. He kept that ball from getting by him. If it gets by him, that's a triple. Or a double and an error.
Or worse, yeah. That's about as good as you can do it, trapping that ball against the sidewall down there. We saw Soriano have some problems with one in the ball game yesterday. You're just never quite sure where that ball is going to bounce. If it hits below the padding, there's bricks down there, and that ball will come shooting out off the wall. If it hits the padding, it's liable to die right there. Hoffpower just does what he thinks is the right thing, just kind of squares up to it, tries to block it, keep it in front, and his throw was just a little bit late to second base.
So was the swing by Walters. Struck out trying to bunt his first time, and that late swing helps him as he does move the runner to third. There are 2 outs. Speaking of that Reds series, there are still tickets available throughout the season, especially for that set. Reds coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Visit Cubs.com, stop by the Wrigley Field box office, or call 1-800-THE-CUBS. The off day Monday will be the final one for the Cubs until May 11th. They'll have 20 in a row without an off day. 21st of April through the 10th of May. The Cardinals with just 1 off day in their first 34 games of the season, which is pretty rare. Ball 2 to Skip Schumacher. Make it 2-1. Second base was in flux during the winter. Adam Kennedy was released in February. About a week before spring training, Felipe Lopez, Aaron Miles signed elsewhere over the winter. So they took Skip Schumacher, an outfielder, and said, "Can you play second?" He said, "Sure." I'd like to keep his bat in the lineup. He hit over 300 last year. They have a lot of outfielders.
And they have some interchangeable parts on the infield. We've seen Brian Barden start at third base yesterday, shortstop today. Thurston can play all 3 infield positions. Colby Rasmus plays all over the field. I mean, this figures to be a fun team for Tony La Russa, as much as he likes to push buttons and move guys around, change his batting order, try to play matchups against an opposing pitcher.
Two walks for Zambrano as he faces Rasmus.
Well, I think based on what we've seen here the last couple of days, Ryan Ludwig's days as a 4th outfielder are done. When Tony was trying to rotate, get everybody playing time, get everybody at bats early in the season, but boy, after the breakout offensive year that Ryan Ludwig had last year and what he's done in this series, I think he's earned his spot out there in right field on a full-time basis again.
Oh, 1 to Rasmus, pulled foul. A fly into left. A backpedaling Soriano will put the clamps on the 3rd out. A double, a walk, but they strand 2. Cardinals lead 4-3 to the bottom of the 4th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
So, he was meeting my friends for the first time. We knew the perfect place to go.
So, we've heard a lot about you.
All good, all good.
I guess I did okay.
I knew they'd love him.
Try Olive Garden's new lasagna rollatini with pan-seared chicken, oven-baked lasagna rolls stuffed with 4 Italian cheeses and fontina cream sauce. Or try it with savory sausage and tomato Alfredo, starting at $9.95 with unlimited salad and breadsticks.
It's a great time and good practice for my parents.
Olive Garden, when you're here, your family.
Extreme 3, the only disposable with 3 flexible pivoting blades and 2 conditioning strips for a smooth, comfortable shave. Chic Extreme 3, for your skin.
Nobody has to tell you these are tough times. That's why it's a good time to get back under the hood, to keep that car running longer, and do everything you can to make sure a small job doesn't turn into a costly one. And AutoZone is here to help every step of the way. We're the one place you'll find the expertise, tools, and advice you can trust to help you do the job right the first time. Because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
What are you doing, Bob?
I finally figured out how to get my lawnmower to sense precisely the speed I want to walk. It's going to be effortless.
Why don't you just get one of these?
Toro Personal Pace Technology. Mowing has never been easier.
Cardinals 4, Cubs 3. 8-9-1 for the home team. Starting with Ryan Terrio. And he takes a strike from the rookie Walters. You look for every bit of information when you face a pitcher you haven't seen. And one resource for the Cubs is their minor league pitching coordinator, Mark Riggins, who's in his second season with the Cubs. Spent 29 years in the Cardinal organization.
Now, many times when you face a pitcher you've never seen before coming up from the minor leagues, you get your report from your minor league affiliates. If they have seen the guy recently or in the past year or so, just to get a rough scouting report on what to expect. But having Mark Riggins, probably the best source to go to get a scouting report on the rookie Walters.
Finishing up his second time through the order, he's been much more effective this time around. First time through, 2 walks and 5 hits. And yet another full count, 3-2 with Zambrano on deck. Back. I would take today's weather pretty much every day the rest of the year. Fine with me.
Maybe a little chilly in the shade for those fans that are out of the sun right now, but just a beautiful afternoon.
Scooped by Thurston and a strong throw right on the money. Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
We might add that the broadcasters are available for the bachelorette parties as well.
I was thinking it, you said it. One and one on Z.
Of course, I was speaking to Sano and Pat Hughes.
Sure you were. Wine in the 2-1. Z shooting for the seats, and he missed it. He walked his first time.
Len, I'm not sure, but I did hear a rumor that Pat and Ron, yes, indeed, they slid their window open a little bit today. There's actually some air in that booth.
They have to breathe.
I said air, not hair.
Could he walk twice in a row? He's seeing a lot of pitches. Really late. He waited back. Couldn't find it.
It's a late breaking slider. Starts on the outside corner, comes right over the heart of the plate. By the time Z realized that was going to be a good pitch, it's a little bit of an emergency swing, just trying to foul it off and stay alive, but he comes up empty.
Soriano has struck out twice. Now, Walters was in survival mode the first time through the order. He is definitely finding his groove. 5 strikeouts the second time through the order, and only 1 hit. Many times it's just the reverse. An unfamiliar pitcher has a lot of early success, and then guys talk in the dugout about what he has, and then they have success later. But it is really turned around the other way. And he strikes out Soriano for the 3rd time. We have finished 4, and the Cardinals behind P.J. Walters lead by a run.
My doctor told me something I never knew. As we get older, our bodies become less able to absorb calcium. He recommended Citracal. It's a different kind of calcium. Calcium citrate with vitamin D for unsurpassed absorption to nourish your bones.
Oh, whoa, honey. Okay, I mean, you can't. This isn't a stove, all right? I mean, what if I just walked into the kitchen and started making a salad?
That'd be weird.
Right? I mean, look, there's a technique.
Okay. Wow. Okay, everyone. Thanks, hon.
Yep, it's that easy with Kingsford Match Light.
Here's Ryan getting ready to make his approach. To the men's room.
Looks like he needs to go urgently.
True. And there's Casey about to drive, also to the men's room.
He has been going over and over.
Now Wilson, 3rd time today, says he's going a lot at night, too.
Yes, I'm afraid he thinks it's par for the course.
They ought to see their doctors.
Could be male urinary symptoms due to BPH and enlarged prostate.
For many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week.
1 week?
Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer.
Avoid driving or hazardous tasks for 12 hours after your first dose or increase in dose, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting.
If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen.
Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you.
And call 877-4FLOMAX to see if you qualify for up to $40 off new or refill prescriptions.
For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
That must be the coolest job in the world.
Actually, kid, I'm a fighter pilot. He's the lawn pro.
Mow like the pros and cut your mowing time in half with the Toro Time Cutter Z.
Albert Pujols fouls away as we're underway in the 5th. Big blast to this point. Ryan Ludwig's 3-run homer. Pujols hit a sac fly in the 3rd, and then Ludwig followed up with a long home run. In the dirt. Congratulations to Ichiro. Career hit number 3,086. That's a new record for Japanese players. Got it last night against the Angels. He passed Isao Harimoto, who was in attendance. Just came off the DL. Ichiro had a bleeding ulcer and was on the DL for the first time in his career. Left-hander Trevor Miller is up for the Cardinals. There's ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk. Walk number 3 for Zambrano. Here's Ludwig for the 3rd time. Strike 1. Nationals finally got their first win. Beat the Phillies on Thursday, and they're now 1-7. They're 6.5 games out. Florida's 8-1. The Marlins with the best record in baseball. They just swept the Braves at Turner Field for the first time. Little floater, and Fontenot couldn't get it. And Pujols will end up at 3rd. Mike may have misjudged it for just a second. Looked like there was a little hesitation before he went back on it, and he just couldn't reach and grab it.
An infielder depends so much on his sense of hearing, and that was a jam shot, broken bat. I think Mike was caught by surprise how far the ball carried off that broken bat. Just over his outstretched glove as he dives out into shallow right field. That was either a real good read by Albert Pujols, or he was going to get doubled off regardless of what happened right there. You could see as Fontenot went out into shallow right field to try to make that catch. Pujols ran right past him around second base and on to third. If Fontenot comes up with that diving catch, an easy double play.
More trouble for Z in the middle of the order, and Soto will go and chat with him after he missed against Duncan. Happy birthday wishes go out to Brittany Burcham. Gio last year was not afraid to get one of his pitchers' faces if there's something he had to say, and he's been working with Z for quite some time.
It's an important part of the catcher's game. I mean, Gio is struggling with the bat at the plate, and some guys, when they're struggling offensively, will hesitate to take charge defensively. You need your catcher more than any other player to separate the two.
High and deep to right, over in the corner is Hoffpower. He makes the catch. Pujols will tag and score, and the Cardinals lead by 2. It's a sacrifice fly for Chris Duncan.
The aggressive base running by Albert Pujols put him on third base, where he's able to tag and score easily on this deep fly ball down into the right field corner.
Molina high in the air, and it's Hoffpower again. And Ludwig will head back to first. Mike has been busy these 2 days in right. The pitcher Walters has thrown 98 pitches and seems to be getting stronger through 4. Now Miller is up in their bullpen. We'll see how Tony will map it out. Cubs have 2 lefties due up in the bottom of the 5th. We talk about this a lot, the idea of trying to give your starter a chance to get a win, and what would be Walter's major league debut, but You know, all the Cardinals are thinking about is win. Team win. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I imagine a lot of it has to do also with what are the plans for P.J. Walters after today. Is he going to stay at the major league level and fill that spot in the rotation permanently, or is he a guy that they're just going to spot in for a start, send him back down to the minor leagues, let him continue to pitch down there at that level, and they could reach down for him again later in the season if they needed him? If that's the case, you might extend him a little longer than you normally would.
A ball and 2 strikes on Thurston. This is his 4th major league team. He's been a Dodger, a Philly. He was with the Red Sox and now the Cardinals. Pretty storied franchises for Joe Thurston. Two-time Dodger minor league player of the year in 2000 and again in 2002. Deuces are wild out on the board. And a ground ball to Ramirez. Throw will go over to first. Cardinals add to their lead. Halfway home on this beautiful Friday. Cubs need to get their offense back in gear. They trail by 2.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't do commercials. It's not my thing.
Conan, this is different. It's a ton of money, and it's only going to be seen in Sweden.
Only in Sweden?
All the Hollywood guys do this.
This one commercial couldn't hurt.
That wasn't me.
Hey, Conan, vroom, vroom, body starter.
Body starter.
Buy Ace Green Turf Fertilizer for $11.99 and get a $3 rebate plus expert advice to save you time and money. Now that's a value. Hurry in to Ace, the helpful place.
Check.
Strength meets intelligence. The surprisingly efficient Ridgeline, built by Honda.
I love the car. Show me the Carfax.
Carflaps. Sure.
No. Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
Car maps. Sorry. Denver, Seattle.
Stop doing that.
What?
Carfax provides a vehicle history report so you could buy a used car with more confidence. Get it free at thousands of reputable dealers. Just say, show me the Carfax.
Feeling back pain? Dr. Scholl's back pain relief orthotics with shock guard technology give you immediate relief that lasts all day long. Dr. Scholl's pain relief is a step away.
Time to have a ball with our friends at the Illinois Lottery. Unfortunately for the Cubs, P.J. Walters was able to settle in after struggling in the first 2 innings.
Didn't look like it was going to be a lot of fun for the rookie in the early going, but he found his slider. He found the bottom of the strike zone and pitched very effectively through 4 innings after a rocky start.
It's today's Have a Ball thanks to the Illinois Lottery. So the Cardinals dip into their pen, and left-hander Trevor Miller is on. Starter can't get the win. Somebody out of their bullpen, if this lead holds up, would get it. But there's a long way to go. We're only in the 5th. The Cardinals lead by 2. Fukudome, Lee, and Hoffpower here in this inning. Miller was with the American League champion Tampa Bay Rays last year. Cardinals signed him as a free agent. And Kosuke was tardy on a swing. 91 on the fastball. That's 8 strikeouts for Cardinals pitching, 7 by Walters.
Right here, Mitchell Boggs beginning to warm up down in that Cardinals bullpen. As Len mentioned, 2 of the first 3 hitters here in this inning for the Cubs, left-handers. We've seen Fukudome go down on strikes. Now Derek Lee, and then Micah Hoffpower, another lefty. And after that, we may see Boggs.
Pulled into left, a base hit for Lee, his second of the day.
Hey, Len, Addison Stiller wants to say hi to her uncle Matt Stiller, and we would like to welcome him home. He's a corporal in the U.S. Marine Corps who was at the game today after serving over in Iraq for the past several months. Welcome home to Matt Stiller from his niece Addison.
If you'd like to send us an email, it's WGNCubsTV@AOL.com. Hoffpower fouls it off the end of the bat, right near Aramis Ramirez in the on-deck circle. Got a nice letter from Tom Gelfand from Brooklyn, New York. Big Cubs fan. Missed on a breaker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miller's been around. This is his 7th major league team and his 9th organization. Another ball got out of the bullpen. He's ready for a 1-1. Hoffpower hits it foul. Well, the time off for Micah didn't cool him off.
It's really kind of surprising for a guy that was getting as many at-bats in spring training as Micah Hoffpower was getting. I mean, he was in the lineup almost every day at either first base, right field, DHing. He was getting at-bats on a regular basis, and it's not uncommon for those kind of players to start the season on the bench, pick up a pinch hit at bat or 2, and suddenly lose any edge that you had down in the Cactus League. But Micah looks very comfortable up there at the plate today.
Lee almost got picked off. He hit it towards second as Pujols was off the base, but Miller threw to the bag. But both guys had to get back there quickly. Now to the plate and pulled way foul into the upper deck. Cardinal fans having way too much fun at the moment.
Old school Willie McGee jersey.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. While we have a moment, let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Movie Underground tonight at 8 East 5 West on WGN America.
Lee still at first, 2 outs, and Aramis Ramirez takes ball 1. Nice note a little while ago from Paul Sullivan from the Chicago Tribune. He pointed out Aramis with a .549 slugging percentage as a Cub going into this season. 3rd on the all-time franchise list. He pulls that one down the left field line. Fair. Lee racing around 3rd. Mike Quaddy sends him. Relay throw to the plate. Not in time. It's 5-4. Slugging percentage will go up a little bit for Aramis on the RBI double.
Tony La Russa rolled the dice, stayed with the lefty Trevor Miller to face the right-handed hitting Aramis Ramirez, and Ramirez makes him pay. Able to keep that ball fair down into the left field corner. Short hops the wall out there at the 3:55 mark. Derek Lee off on contact with 2 outs, able to motor all the way around and score.
Soto 0 for 2. Tying run in scoring position. In the right, this is slicing. It's a base hit. Ramirez will score. He better hurry, I'll tell you what. He really slowed down halfway between third and home. And Bob, I don't know if Pujols realized that he might have had a play on Aramis. It's 5-5.
See Gio getting a base hit, going to the opposite field with a fastball away. And you're right, Ludwig got rid of that ball quickly. Got it back into Pujols. If Pujols would have wheeled and thrown home, it was going to be close. Well, as a base runner, you should always go hard until you hit that dish, because you don't know what's happening with the trail runners behind you. Giovanni Soto may have taken too big a turnaround first base. And if he's tagged out before Ramirez gets on the plate, the run does not count.
Cub fans are back in it. It's 2-0 on Fontenot. Back-to-back 2-out RBI hits.
I'll tell you, then you know some of the writers here from St. Louis are going to want to ask Tony La Russa, you had a right-hander warmed up in the bullpen. Why did you let Trevor Miller face all those right-handed hitters?
And he normally will play those lefty-righty matchups. And he may say, look, it's the 5th inning. I've got a bullpen that I'm trying to save, but he does have the righty up, and right now he's just watching. Fly ball to center. Rasmus drifting back, and with his heels on the warning track, he records the 3rd and final out. But the Cubs have tied it up. Seesaw affair from Wrigley. It's now 5-5.
Start your night with a bang, because we've stacked all the into one big hour. AFB tonight at 7 East 4 West on WGN America.
If you look at the last 6 months, I think you'll agree that the production growth opportunity that we have for us with What is that?
That's the money you could be saving with Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We've got lots of great options. I think you're really going to have fun. Oh.
This one just came on the market. It's a 2-bed.
You're hired, buddy.
What? Wait.
Can I help you?
Snack wrap.
What kind, sir?
All of them?
McDonald's Snack Wraps. Chipotle barbecue, ranch, and honey mustard. With grilled or crispy all-white meat chicken. We've got all the flavors. The decision is all yours.
Cheez-It bakes so much real cheese in such small bites. People are wondering,
how does Cheez-It do it?
I know. Cheez-It.
Really?
Yep.
Lots and lots of cheese baked into little bites. Cheez-It, the big cheese.
Aramis Ramirez with an RBI double and then scored the tying run. Like he was protecting his back as he crossed the plate. And there's a deep drive, and just like that, Brian Barden gives the Cardinals the lead again. It's 6-5. That's reminiscent of Khalil Green tying it up yesterday after the Cubs had taken the lead.
Brian Barden, of all people, making his presence felt in this series. Had 2 singles and a home run in the ball game yesterday. It's his second hit of the game today to go along with a base on balls. He is a one-man wrecking crew down that 8th spot in the lineup.
That is their second blast of the day. The Ludwig 3-run homer came back in the 3rd. This is David Freese batting for Miller, and he pops it up. And Lee will catch it.
Hey, fans, don't miss the action as the Cubs battle the Reds next Tuesday, April 21st. Game time is 7:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive an exclusive limited edition Carlos Zambrano no-hitter statue, compliments of Fisher Nuts.
Now it's Schumacher, the leadoff man. Strike 1. Tapper past Zambrano, but Carlos covering the bag. It goes 3-1. For you youngsters out there, that's how you do it if you're a pitcher. You get off the mound quickly and get right over to first after the ball gets by you.
Yeah, that's your job on any ground ball hit to the right side of the field, even a ground ball hit toward the second baseman. You're not sure defensively what that first baseman's going to do. If he goes over in the hole to make a play, somebody's got to cover first.
Colby Rasmus to deep center. Kosuke on the track. Cardinals lead again on the Barden homer at 6-5.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi. Refresh everything. Visit refresheverything.com.
Yeah. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. And may you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. And may your heart always be joyful. And may your song always be sung. May you stay forever young. May you stay forever young.
Every generation refreshes the world.
Cool.
Moms know kids need healthy bodies and minds. That's why Flintstones is the only complete gummy multivitamin with extra choline, an ingredient found in breast milk to help support healthy brain function. Moms can trust them, kids will love them. Flintstones gummies.
So, he was meeting my friends for the first time.
We knew the perfect place to go.
So, we've heard a lot about you.
All good. I guess I did okay.
I knew they'd love him.
Try Olive Garden's new lasagna rollatini with pan-seared chicken. Oven-baked lasagna rolls stuffed with 4 Italian cheeses and fontina cream sauce. Or try it with savory sausage and tomato Alfredo, starting at $9.95 with unlimited salad and breadsticks.
It's a great time and good practice for my parents.
Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
Feeling back pain? Dr. Scholl's back pain relief orthotics with shock guard technology give you immediate relief that lasts all day long. Dr. Scholl's pain relief is a step away.
Let's check out today's Honda Accord game summary. P.J. Walters made his major league debut for the Cardinals. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, left with the lead. Carlos Zambrano walked at the plate for the 6th time in his career, but he's also given up 6 Cardinal runs. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive a 2009 Honda Accord. Righty Mitchell Boggs, who's on to work for the Cardinals. And one thing looking ahead in this series, you know, Tony La Russa is going to need is a long outing from Kyle Loesch tomorrow. He got a complete game 3-hit shutout his last start. But the bullpen's been busy. Nobody up in the Cubs pen, and Zambrano is on deck now, walking toward the plate after Terrio grounds out. A special hello to Fergie Jenkins in town this week, promoting his new book, Fergie, My Life from the Cubs to Cooperstown. And we'll be on the air live at 12:30 Sunday, May 3rd for two legends, one number. Number 31 will be retired for the Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins and the future Hall of Famer Greg Maddux. Join us Sunday, May 3rd at 12:30. And we'll have all the action as the Cubs host the Florida Marlins. Z hits it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tap near the plate, and it actually rolled and then hit Z's foot. Meet the Team Have a Ball is back. It'll be on Wednesday, May 13th at 2:30. Visit Cubs.com. Call 773-404-CUBS for more information. That's a great event. Swing and a miss, strike 3. You think about the day with breaking ball. Soriano's had, Bob, 3 strikeouts, all of the swinging variety. But if he can get a hold of one here, he can tie it up. Duncan, however, will catch on the run, and that's it. Cubs go down very quickly in the 6th. On to the 7th, 6-5 St. Louis.
Saturday night, the Sox swing south to Tampa to take a shot at the AL champs. White Sox, Rays. Saturday, 7 East, 4 West on WGN America.
Man, love that drinkability.
Drink what?
Drinkability. It's what makes Bud Light so incredibly refreshing. It's like a wave of refreshment, gently washing over your whole body.
It's getting bigger.
Here comes the refreshment. That almost never happens.
Easy drinking, always refreshing. Bud Light, the difference is drinkability.
No hard feelings.
Why are you eating like that?
Like what?
A fancy pinky.
It adds to the whole truffle blizzard thing.
Come on.
Try it.
Fine.
Another spoonful, son.
It's heaven on earth. The new Midnight Truffle Blizzard. Decadent truffle pieces, cocoa fudge, and creamy DQ soft serve.
When your neighbors ask who does your lawn, just open your garage. Excellent maneuverability. Wide range of cutting decks. And the quality and great price of Craftsman. Innovations, the broadest selection, and better value. No wonder Craftsman is among America's most trusted brands.
Time for today's Bud Light Fan Cam, a song chosen by our truck engineer Danny Mahar. Red Light by the Strokes. Today's Bud Light Fan Cam with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. A roller to the shortstop Terrio, who throws out Albert Pujols. Bears kicker Robbie Gould will conduct the stretch coming up. Oh, man. Is that who I think it is? That's Eleanor, yeah.
I'm sure that's not a real bird.
No.
You go to the craft shops, you can find stuff like that to use for decorative purposes, and Eleanor chose to use it on top of her Cubs hat.
Always great to see Eleanor Farrell at the ballpark. Outside, 1-1. And Ryan Ludwig. Towering fly deep to left, and he got enough for his second home run of the day. 7-5. His manager's going to say, okay, I get it.
I get it.
As you said just a few days ago, he was not playing every single day, but that's going to change.
Yeah, he was a guy that was just in the outfield mix. Apparently he doesn't like being in the mix. He wants to be in the lineup.
This has been, Bob, a troubling trend that has developed in terms of Carlos against the Cardinals. And it can turn around, but he's going to face this team a lot this season. It has not gone well for him now his last 3 starts. Against a team that's pretty similar to the one he saw late last year.
Oh, and very good through the first 2 innings of this game. Struck out 2 in the first inning, 2 in the second inning, gave up only the 1 base hit to Yadier Molina that came to the opposite field, but then the wheels came off in the third. The Cardinals have had some real good at bats against Big Z since then. And at one point, the last 2 outs of the first inning and the first 2 outs of the second inning, he looked unhittable.
It's a strikeout of Duncan. Yeah, 5 punch outs into the 3rd inning, and that's his first since number 7 on the 6 on the day. Yadier Molina with 2 outs. Cubs have dropped their last 2 after a 5-2 start. And that's foul and out of play. The other thing is Carlos has given up 7 runs on a day in which Albert Pujols doesn't have a hit. Now he does have a sac fly, a walk, and a run, but 0 for 2. Well, he hasn't done the damage. Time to sing the stretch with Robbie Gould.
For Take Me Out to the Ball Game is Chicago Bears kicker Robbie Gould.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
I don't have to tell you what athlete's foot is like. It's annoying. And you just want it gone. So I get rid of it with Lotrimin Ultra. It's so powerful it kills all major types of athlete's foot fungus. Nothing cures better. Lotrimin Ultra, the 1-week killer cure.
I'm Ozzy Osbourne, and I'm the Prince of Darkness.
The Lich King is the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy.
Well, maybe you're the one who's been riding a crazy train, but I've been the Prince of Darkness since 1979.
There can be only one Prince of Darkness.
World of Warcraft. Try it for free at warcraft.com.
Bears kicker Robbie Gould with our ceremonial first pitch. Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, he's done this a few times. This is no big deal for Robbie.
I'm a bet to this, you know.
A lot of changes for the Cardinals. Boggs still on the mound. Barton's now at third. The 0-1 to Kosuke is driven deep. Ludwig chasing, and he'll have to play it off the wall as Kosuke will pull up at second with a double. Tying run is at the plate. Don't go anywhere. This has been one of those days.
From our southwest sky cam, you see Kosuke Fukudome picking on a breaking ball, lining it into the gap in right center field. Well, that wind has been steadily blowing in from right field throughout this ball game, but it really hasn't affected any of the balls hit in play to the outfield today.
Derek Lee at the plate. 2 hits and 3 tries. He scored twice. And he takes ball 1. Other changes quickly. Brendan Ryan's playing short. Joe Thurston moves over to second, and that puts Skip Schumacher in left. So Chris Duncan is out for the Cardinals. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Robbie, the big talk around the Bears and around town is Jay Cutler, and he got a great hand last night at the United Center.
Yeah, I heard he was getting ready to come out here to throw the first pitch tomorrow, so I had to throw a little heat in there for him, so I, put a little pressure on him. But
swing and a miss.
We're really excited. Obviously I have a lot of respect for Kyle Orton. He did a lot of great things for this organization. He's going to do great in Denver, and we wish him the very best. And now we're embracing Jay in here as the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears, and it's definitely created a lot of attention in the city of Chicago, and I think that's what we need as a team, is to create that.
Right center, Ludwig with a long run, but he'll get there in plenty of time, and that is the first out. Well, the one thing we know when it comes to baseball, football, every sport, is change is inevitable. And I'm sure there's a little sadness at the end of every season, whether it's in the playoffs or the regular season ends. That roster is not going to be exactly the same the following year.
Oh, absolutely. You see that on every professional sports team. I mean, you look out here at the Cubs, there's a couple guys that were not here last year, but at the same time, you're always looking for the certain people to fill those gaps that maybe you thought you didn't necessarily have the year before. So, they made a big time move to enhance our offensive line, and they did that by getting Orlando Pace the same day they got Jay Cutler, and hopefully our offense will be going on full cylinders come opening day.
1 ball, no strikes. Micah Hoffpower, Boggs with the pitch. Inside 2-0. Hoffpower with 2 hits.
Well, one thing we know about the Bears that will stay constant at least through 2013. You signed a long-term contract. That has to be very comforting to you.
It's awesome, especially to come out on days like this where you get in Wrigley Field, first of all, to throw the first pitch. It's funny. I was here probably 14 years ago when the Women's World Cup was here. And I had a program, and I broke it out. And there's guys like Michael Jordan. You think of guys like Michael J. Fox the other day. When you get a chance to get in company like that and realize how great of a city it is for sports, I mean, there was a no-brainer for me to re-sign here. It's just a matter of the Bears doing it, and they did a great job last year keeping everyone around, and now they're picking and choosing the guys to bring in to add to our roster to help us out and make that playoff push. And I love it here, and I'm excited about staying for 5 more years, and hopefully at the end of that we'll be here for a lot longer.
Time called before a 2-0 offering.
Well, you're the all-time field goal percentage leader at Soldier Field, which I would assume is one of the tougher fields to kick field goals in.
You know what? Kevin Butler's here somewhere today, and we've had a lot of conversations about it. And I think it might have been a little tougher when he kicked because how our stadium is set is, it's kind of like a spaceship, and only half of it's open. When Kevin kicked, he says the whole thing was open. So, it's definitely a tough place to kick, and you get used to it when you do it every day in practice. And it's one thing that you don't really think about that opposing teams think about. And I'm sure, except for the Cardinals, I mean, obviously they're in some cold weather, but, you get some dome teams to come up here and play. They're obviously worried about the cold weather and the wind as well. So, it plays on every Chicago sport, except for the Blackhawks and the Bulls.
And it actually came into play when the Blackhawks played the Winter Classic here at Wrigley Field. with the conditions. It was a pretty nice day, overcast, wasn't that cold.
I would love to see them bring a Bears football game here like it used to be and play a game. You know, they're taking games in the National Football League and playing, you know, in overseas, in Mexico City to, you know, even Canada. But I think it'd be awesome to have a game here. It'd be great.
Hoffpauir strikes out. So Boggs came back. It was 3-0. And he ends up fanning Hoffpauir, so 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say, how cool would that be to kick a field goal out onto Sheffield Avenue?
You know what? I would definitely try in warm-ups in case it didn't happen during the game. That'd be awesome. It'd be, I guess, you know, it'd be something similar to a walk-off home run, you know, and it'd be pretty cool. I don't know who I have to talk to, or if you guys can help me out. Maybe we can get that done.
That's not a bad idea. Ramirez in on the hands. He fouled it back. We heard from a reliable source, and in this business usually you go with 2 sources. We're going to go with 1. That you got engaged or something? Did we hear about?
I did, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited about it.
That's great. Do you have a date yet?
Not yet. We don't. Got to pick that out between all the football schedule. Maybe I can get him a couple weeks off in the middle of the season. You think that will happen?
I wouldn't hold my breath for that one. And Robbie, I would recommend this advice to you. Practice this phrase often because you're going to need it. Yes, dear, you're right. I'm sorry.
Even if you're wrong, that's what I've been told.
Absolutely.
You know?
Ground ball, base hit. Kosuke is in 7-6. Ramirez has knocked in 3 today. Another 2-out RBI for Aramis.
Boy, I don't believe Aramis Ramirez is back to full 100% strength yet, but from our Southwest Sky Cam, he just squeaks that ground ball through the middle of the field. Brendan Ryan, his shortstop, was shading over into the gap between third and short, had a lot of ground to cover and could not get there.
Soto looks at a strike on a breaker. 11 hits for the Cubs. The Cardinals have 9. They are clinging to a 1-run lead.
I got to ask you, Robbie, we got your bio sheet up here. 99 out of 100 points after. I got to ask you, what happened on the one that you missed?
I was in Pittsburgh, and I, honest to God, just missed it. It was snowing, it was cold, and it was my rookie year, so, you know, everything's kind of a whirlwind, and there's no excuse for it, obviously, you know, but you're human, and you got to bounce back, and, you know, the biggest thing is that you obviously want to put your team in the best position. You always got to make the extra point. You always got to make your field goals. That's your job, and, you know, sometimes you learn that the hard way, and, you know, lucky enough, knock on wood, that I've been able to put my team and have a lot of help to get me in a great position to make field goals.
Could use that extra point right now. Cubs trail 7-6.
I'll take the field goal to put us up if you don't mind.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
We'll take a little cushion going into the 8th.
Three and 2 with 2 outs as Ramirez is on the run. Ball 4. Inning still alive for Fontenot. Dave Duncan heading out towards the mound. We've asked you this before. We've had you in the booth, but in terms of your kicking regimen in the off season, what kinds of things do you do?
You know, we do a lot of lifting and running, and we just started 2 weeks ago actually kicking again. I took a lot of time this offseason. I stayed around this Chicago area and worked out really hard to get a lot stronger. And, you know, it's kind of tough sitting at home watching all the playoffs and watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's close to my home, obviously win another title. But especially when you're there and you lose, you still have that sour taste, and you got to get that winning, you know, that winning feeling back. And I think with the addition of Jay and Orlando, and hopefully through the draft picks that we get, we can get back to the playoffs. I know the city loves that time of the year, and I know it's something that we enjoy as well.
One strike on Fontenot. Cardinals cranking it up in their bullpen. And Boggs in some trouble. We're in the 7th. 1-1. Chris Perez is the righty. Dennis Reyes, veteran left-hander. And that's a strike. Bob, you hope Ramirez can score on a single.
We don't know whether it's because of the back injuries. You get another look at that called strike on a breaking ball, but he just has not been moving well on the bases here today.
But the high strike call, particularly against Fontenot, that was definitely up in the letters.
I think that was the wind that moved that ball, wasn't it?
The kick and the 1-2 pitch, and Fontenot went. And that'll end the inning. The Cubs do get one. They're within one. Robbie Gold, thanks so much for your time. Have a great summer, and best of luck to the Bears in 2009.
Thanks, guys. Go Cubs.
Hi, I'm Sean Conway, and welcome to Cultivating Life. Reconnecting to the land is as easy as stepping out your back door.
Cultivating Life. Premiere Saturday at 12:30 East, 9:30 West.
What are you doing, Bob?
I finally figured out how to get my lawnmower to sense precisely the speed I want to walk. It's going to be effortless. You see, it can read my mind.
Oh. Why don't you just get one of these? Toro Personal Pace Technology. Mowing has never been easier. Visit a Toro retailer or Toro.com to learn more.
Buy Ace Green Turf Fertilizer for $11.99 and get a $3 rebate plus expert advice to save you time and money. Now that's a value. Hurry in to Ace, the helpful place.
I never thought I would have a heart attack, but I did. You need to talk to your doctor about aspirin. You need to be your own advocate.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
You take care of your kids. Now it's time to take care of yourself.
This is the Fit from Honda. It gets remarkable gas mileage that keeps your fuel costs down here, and a spacious interior that gives you storage options for this, and those, and even that. Best of all, the Fit holds its value better than any other car in its class, which puts you up here. Go to Edmunds.com for an independent report on the true cost to own a Fit.
Happy birthday, Pookie. All right.
All right.
Rami. He's had a nice day at the plate. He's made his hits count, 3 of them, and they've all knocked in runs. Aaron Heilman is on in the 8th against Joe Thurston, and he pops it foul. So it's up to the bullpen now to try to hold him at 7. Pitch, a little bit away on a fastball. Sometimes you get a feel for the ebb and the flow and the rhythm of a game. I have no idea what's going to happen over the final 2 innings. I just know it's not over. This Terrio throws out a hustling Joe Thurston. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Out-of-side Retro Night, Sunday night, starting at 5 East, 2 West on WGN America.
Brian Barden homered to lead off the 6th. And that gave the Cardinals their latest lead. Outside 1-1.
And I've talked in the past about my days in Arizona and some of the minor league players that used to come over and fill out our roster for spring training games. Guys who are major contributors to big league clubs right now. Connor Jackson in Arizona, Carlos Quentin over on the south side with the White Sox, Dan Uggla with the Marlins, and Brian Barden was another one of those guys. Arizona Diamondbacks farmhand, played multiple positions even as a minor leaguer, and it has earned him a spot up here on the major league roster.
$40,250 packed into Wrigley Field today. 3-2.
Just a little bit of late movement there. Took that ball off of the inside corner, too far down and in, but that's a real good pitch from Aaron Heilman. That's a ground ball waiting to happen.
Well, everything he throws moves. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
After pounding the bottom of the strike zone, comes back with an elevated fastball, gets the swing and miss from the red hot Brian Barden.
Rick Ankiel announced as a pinch hitter for Boggs. Every Cardinal has given up a run, every Cardinal pitcher, Walters, Miller, and Boggs, but they lead the game 7-6. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Like something they might have worn back in the late 19th century with the collars.
That's for those guys that want to put in a half a day at work and then skip out at lunch to go to the ball game. You just throw a tie and a coat on over that, and you're good to go.
Martin Havlat, just a fan. Up with the big goal last night.
Ooh, did he ever.
I don't know if that shirt would go well with a tie. Ooh. Well, he wanted it up. That's where he got it. Soto wanted that pitch elevated. 2-2. Wants that one down, and it's rocketed to right, and it's fair, just fair. Off power picks it up. Ankiel with a double.
Well, there's a fine line between a slider that's a hittable down and scooting it a little further down and getting a swing and a miss. That ball was right on the borderline, down another couple inches. You might get the swing and a miss, but as it is, Ankiel rakes it down into that right field corner. With a nice play by Micah Hoffpower.
Schumacher began the day at second. He's now in left. One thing about converting a position player, moving into another spot, gives him a little more versatility. That is really important in this league. And for a guy like Tony La Russa, who likes to have a lot of moving parts in his lineup.
It certainly keeps the Cardinals on their toes when they show up at the ballpark on a given day. Nobody's quite sure where they're going to be playing. A lot of interchangeable parts.
This is game 2 of a 16-game season series. 7 of them, almost half, will be played over the next 2 weekends. Cubs have not lost a series yet. They're in jeopardy of dropping the first 2 games of this 4-gamer. They didn't come back late. Aaron Heilman talked to reporters after the game yesterday about some of the bullpen issues, and I don't know what the exact quote was, but it was essentially, we just need to pitch better. And in Lou talking about his bullpen, he said, you know, get people out. He's trying to keep it simple. Talk about throwing strikes all you want. The bottom line is to get people out.
It's more our job and the writer's job to try to analyze and overanalyze and figure out reasons why things aren't working well. For those people down there in uniform, all they want to do is correct it and make good pitches and get people out. The bottom line is, for those guys, it doesn't really matter what the reason is. My spring training was shortened. I didn't get the work I needed. I had too much work in spring training. It doesn't matter. Go out and get it done.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear it. Cub fans would like to have those W flags flying. They'll need a comeback from the home team. 1-2. Jammed him. And he'll fly out to Kosuke to end the 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Theriot will lead it off for the Cubs.
Nobody has to tell you these are tough times. That's why it's a good time to get back under the hood, to keep that car running longer, and do everything you can to make sure a small job doesn't turn into a costly one. And AutoZone is here to help every step of the way. We're the one place you'll find the expertise, tools, and advice you can trust to help you do the job right the first time. Because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hi. What can I get for $1? That's yours. How far can I get with this? You can get out. How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu. See you tomorrow, Steve.
Tony Stewart? Thank you, Tony.
Tony? Armor All wash, wipes, and tire shines. Go ahead, stare. And to clean your car while you shine, try Armor All Protect It.
Saturday night, the Sox swing south to Tampa to take a shot at the AL champs. White Sox, Rays. Saturday, 7 East, 4 West on WGN America.
Time now to look at today's AM/PM player of the game. It's Aramis Ramirez with a base hit and an RBI in the first inning. Came up in the 5th. And guess what he did? Doubled, drove in another run. Then in the 7th inning, another base hit back up the middle and another RBI. That's Aramis Ramirez, our AM/PM player of the game. Too much good stuff.
Right-hander Chris Perez is on. Aaron Miles, a former Cardinal, on deck in the pitcher's spot. And a 1-0 pitch to Ryan Theriot at the knees. Strike one. 1-1. Wednesday, 2 hitless, scoreless innings for Perez. 1-2, and he was recalled prior to that game. ...11 saves last year for Perez. Little pop-up foul territory and dropped by Pujols. So new life for Terrio.
Make it hurt.
That's an error.
Yeah, you can see from the shadow right there as Pujols walks back to his position. That ball was right up in the sun from our Southwest Sky Cam. Yeah, not only was it in the sun, he misjudged it badly, tried to make the shovel catch there in foul territory. The ball hit the heel of the glove and dropped out for an error.
He's made 3 errors already this year. He'll get another chance here, and it'll go 3-1. Now Aaron Miles batting for Heilman. Miles won a World Series ring in '06 with St. Louis. A lot of motivation for him to try to show the Cardinals they made a mistake in letting him sign with the Cubs over the winter. Tony La Russa was quoted after that all happened and was really ruining the fact that Miles went elsewhere, praised him as a wonderful, quote, teammate.
I heard the same thing from a couple of the Cardinals coaches before this series. They really hated to see him go.
Carlos Marmol cranking it up.
Got a bloop and a blast right here. Get Marmol into the ball game with a chance to save one.
Yeah, you're not going to see Marmol and Gregg up together a ton because Kevin Gregg's situation coming off the knee surgery, as he's kind of learning his body and how his knee reacts. When Gregg gets up, Lou wants to get him in. 3-1. Ball 4. Tying run is on. Brings up Soriano. Very quiet day. 0 for 4. Hot start. 4 home runs. And they've all been big ones. Fastball in there for a strike. Kick in the pitch. He hit it foul. Perez went to the University of Miami of Florida as a supplemental round, 42nd overall pick in 2006. Saves last year, actually 11 chances. He was 7 out of 11, and he won 3 and lost 3 in 41 appearances.
Just able to get a piece of that Perez slider off the outside corner. Perez's slider is not as big as the slider we saw from Walters earlier in the ball game that Fonzie was having so much trouble getting a look at. Perez throws a little bit more of a shorter, sharper slider, more like a fastball than a big sweeping breaking ball.
Deep drive by Soriano out toward the wall. Cubs lead. What a day. After an 0 for 4 start, he hits a 2-run blast, and it's 8-7.
tell you, Len, after watching his first 3 at-bats of this ball game as he flailed away at that slider, if you'd have said Fonzie's going to hit a 2-run homer in the 8th inning off of a slider to give the Cubs the lead, nobody would have believed it. Our Southwest, how far did it fly? 371 feet. Unbelievable.
Got the curtain call. 8-7 Cubs.
I asked for a bloop and a blast, but instead we got a walk and a knock. We'll take it.
He keeps hitting big home runs. 3rd of the 5 he's hit coming in the late innings. And it is still just Marmol up, and he's ready for the 9th. Two and one on Kosuke.
I tell you, Len, Yadier Molina must be getting paid by the hour. That's the kind of trip that a pitching coach takes to the mound when you're stalling for time. But Dennis Reyes is loose and ready and has been for a couple of innings down in that Cardinals bullpen. Long walk out to the mound, long slow walk back behind home plate. Now he's just standing down there. He's ready to go.
Kosuke spins around and strikes out. Two down. Well, we have to look ahead at some point, and it'll be Rasmus Pujols Ludwig for the Cardinals in the 9th. And I would imagine Kevin Gregg will probably get loose, I would think, with Marmol starting the bottom of the 9th. In the air to center off the bat of Derek Lee. Rasmus will put it away. And Carlos Marmol will come on in a save situation because Alfonso Soriano hits another big home run. A 2-run shot, and the Cubs lead late, 8-7 to the 9th.
Start your night with a bang, because we've stacked all the, and all the into one big hour. AFB tonight at 7 East 4 West on WGN America.
That hits the spot. It's drinkability. It means Bud Light is good wherever you are. If you're at a party, or playing golf, like those guys, or at the bar. Draw another door. Don't say draw.
Never filling, always refreshing. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
7 aces.
When your neighbors ask who does your lawn, just open your garage. Excellent maneuverability. Wide range of cutting decks. And the quality and great price of Craftsman. Innovations, the broadest selection, and better value. No wonder Craftsman is among America's most trusted brands.
Your kids give you more than they'll ever know. For Dada.
Here.
For Daddy.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
For Dad. For Pops. And for the love your kids give you, there's one special gift. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 164 years of financial strength, it's the most selfless gift you can give. New York Life, the company you keep.
Left field bleacher fans greeting the hero of the moment, Alfonso Soriano. Reed Johnson's now playing center with Kosuke moving from center to right. Hoffpower's out. And Carlos Marmol is on. Trying to save it for Aaron Heilman. This is Colby Rasmus. Ramirez moves in at third as the first pitch misses low. And nobody did get up in the bullpen. This is Carlos Marmol's ninth inning. And again, Bob, no matter what happens here, Lou will be asked again about the closer situation, but I don't think there's anything hidden here in terms of an agenda or what's going on. Cubs were down. Marmol got up. Cubs took the lead. He was ready, and he gets the chance. 3-0 on Rasmus.
I think it's pretty simple given the physical condition of Kevin Gregg's right knee. As you very clearly explained in the last half inning, Lou said if he gets him up, he has to get him in. He can't get him up, sit him down, get him up, sit him down. Marmol was loose, locked, ready to go. So he's the guy, but now he's pushing himself into some early trouble here in the ninth.
Big trouble with Pujols coming up. Ludwig after him.
History's on Carlos Marmol's side. Albert Pujols 3 for 14 lifetime. That's a .214 batting average. And Ryan Ludwig in the on-deck circle 1 for 5 lifetime against Carlos Marmol.
And Pujols gets hit by the first pitch. They put the first two on.
That was one of Marmol's big problems down in Arizona when he came back from the WBC. He hit 5 batters in 11 innings pitched. That looked like a slider. He just tried to overthrow the living daylights out of it. It stayed up and in and caught Pujols on the back of the left arm near the elbow.
And with that, Kevin Gregg will get up as Ludwig comes up. This game has seen a ton of twists and turns. Ludwig has hit 2 homers. He's driven in 4. And Marmol still hasn't been able to find the strike zone. Here's his 1-0. Ludwig went after the fastball and couldn't get it. 1-1.
Just overpowers Ludwig with a belt-high fastball right there. Carlos a little slider crazy coming into this ball game.
Swing and a miss.
I hope that those last 2 pitches were giving him the confidence he needs to throw that fastball if the situation calls for it.
Well, they say the 27th out's the toughest to get, but Carlos just needs to get that first one here in the ninth. You can relax a little bit. And he gets it. Ludwig strikes out. 1 out.
No finesse involved there at all. Here's my 3 best fastballs. See what you can do with them. And Marmol's able to rush all 3 of them right past Ryan Ludwig.
Brendan Ryan will not take the at-bat. It'll be Khalil Green. Slider strike on the outside corner. Double play here would end it. 8-7 Cubs. The 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2. How many times have we seen this from Marmol? Lots of wildness, and then when he gets that first strike, he's locked in.
Middle of the plate slider right there.
0-2. Foul outside of first. Another 0-2, and Green barely hanging in. This was Chris Duncan's spot in the lineup, but he got taken out in the 7th. Ryan came into his spot, and now Green pinch hitting. And another 0-2, ground ball. Terrio gets one relay. Cubs win. Marmol gets the double play ball. Terrio to Fontenot to Lee, and they win it 8-7. That was a wild ball game, partner.
Well, you said it a few innings ago, Len. There was just no rhyme, rhythm, or reason about this ball game. A lot of crazy things happened. Some real good pitching at times, some real poor pitching at times, big offense at times, no offense at other times, but all's well that ends well. The Cubs end up with one more than the other guys.
The win. Marmol to save as Alfonso Soriano wins it with a 2-run homer on Chris Perez in the 8th. 8-7 Cubs, your final. We'll be back. The Cubs are gonna win it.
I'm on the journey of a lifetime.
We're pretty much in the clouds.
Going places I've never seen, meeting people that I will never forget. It's the ultimate adventure, and it's all on Around the World for Free, a WGN America original.
May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. And may you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. And may your heart always be joyful. And may your song always be sung. Sing it. May you stay forever young. May you stay forever young.
Every generation refreshes the world.
Cool.
See you tomorrow, Steve.
Tony Stewart. Thank you, Tony.
Tony? Armor All wash, wipes, and tire shines. Go ahead, stare. And to clean your car while you shine, try Armor All Protect It.
You're not like everyone else. No, you are a penny picker-upper. And you realize that a found penny isn't just a penny, it's the world's tiniest trophy. In honor of your saving savvy, CC's is dropping 1 million special pennies on the sidewalks around our restaurants. Some worth much more than a penny. It's what you'd expect from the home of the endless pizza buffet for $5 and change. So get to it. There's a penny out there with your name on it.
For the Cubs, 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 7 stranded. For the Cardinals, 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 7 left. The winning pitcher, Aaron Heilman. He's 2-0. Chris Perez takes the loss. He's 0-1. Carlos Marmol with his second save. 40,250 watched it in 2 hours and 39 minutes. Budweiser play of the game, no doubt. The game-winning home run.
3 strikeouts in his first 3 at-bats, a long fly ball to left field, and then the game-winning 2-run homer off the bat of Alfonso Soriano, our Budweiser play of the game.
Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. 8-7 Cubs, your final. We'll be back in a moment.
No, guys, let's talk commitment. Relax, talking about beer. Budweiser has stayed true to the same recipe for over 130 years, through 5 generations. They could have cut corners, but they didn't, because they won't sacrifice quality or great taste. 130 years. Now that's commitment.
I love commitment.
So fine that I really want to make you mine.
Extreme 3, the only disposable with 3 flexible pivoting blades and 2 conditioning strips for a smooth, comfortable shave. Schick Extreme 3, for your skin.
Check. Strength meets intelligence. The surprisingly efficient Ridgeline, built by Honda.
I love the car. Show me the Carfax.
Car flaps. Sure.
No. Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
Car maps. Sorry. Denver, Seattle.
Stop doing that.
What?
Carfax provides a vehicle history report so you can buy a used car with more confidence. Get it free at thousands of reputable dealers. Just say, show me the Carfax.
The tribute to Christopher Walken.
Celebrated a birthday this past week. Feel younger. Not sure how. Must be booze.
Could be. Travel deep down to the movie underground to screen another movie mind fresh from the vault tonight.
Join us for a special movie underground presentation of The Bullwinkle Show.
Tonight at 8 East 5 West on WGN America.
Why are you eating like that?
Like what?
A fancy pinky.
It adds to the whole truffle blizzard thing.
Come on.
Try it.
Fine.
Another spoonful, son.
It's heaven on earth. The new Midnight Truffle Blizzard. Decadent truffle pieces, cocoa fudge, and creamy DQ soft serve.
You can buff up, clean up, but you can't cover up that bald spot. Instead of hiding it, solve it with Men's Rogaine Foam. In clinical testing, 85% of men regrew hair. Men's Rogaine Foam. Use it or lose it.
I'm on the journey of a lifetime.
We're pretty much in the clouds.
Going places I've never seen, meeting people that I will never forget. It's the ultimate adventure, and it's all on Around the World for Free, a WGN America original.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Welcome to a global football. Sox win. Sox win. Cubs win. They win.
There is no limit.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Bud Light. With just the right taste that never fills you up, the difference is drinkability. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Dodge dealers. To find the dealer nearest you, visit DodgeRockChicago.com. The Illinois Lottery. Play the Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. By Pepsi. Every generation refreshes the world. Visit RefreshEverything.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Travel Southwest Airlines for business and get where you need to go on time. Visit Southwest.com today.
Well, the producer of Cubs baseball on WGN Sports, Mark Brady, our director, Skip Ellison, our associate producer, Doug Stanton, the executive producer of WGN Sports, Bob Borwald. Thanks as well to our videotape operators, Dennis Gates and Scott Jones, our stage manager in the booth, Angie Adocchio, our studio coordinator back at WGN, Christina Ballas, and of course our entire WGN crew here at Wrigley. And we'll be back on the air Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Reds and the Cubs here on WGN Sports. Once again, the final score today, a thriller, Cubs 8, Cardinals 7. Stay tuned. The 10th inning show is coming up next.
My doctor told me something I never knew. As we get older, our bodies become less able to absorb calcium. He recommended Citracal. It's a different kind of calcium. Calcium citrate with vitamin D for unsurpassed absorption to nourish your bones.
So you've been doing a nice job out there helping people save money on car insurance.
Oh, thank you, sir.
But I think there are a few other things you can say about what a reliable company Geico is.
Right. Well, maybe our Geico's the third largest car insurance company in America. Nice tidbit there.
Exactly. And I've been thinking, looking a bit more businesslike might help too.
Oh, my. No, it's... What's the word?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
When your neighbors ask who does your lawn, just open your garage. Excellent maneuverability. Wide range of cutting decks. And the quality and great price of Craftsman. Innovations, the broadest selection, and better value. No wonder Craftsman is among America's most trusted brands.
Mom, I want an allergy medicine that won't make me drowsy. Children's Claritin Chewables? I relieve allergy symptoms without making you drowsy. And grape tastes awesome.
It's the #1 pediatrician recommended non-drowsy brand. Let your kids live Claritin Clear.
Cubs with the win 8-7 as they've evened up this 4-game weekend series, and they're within a game of first. I guess you can always talk about that. Heilman over Perez. Marmol the save. We'll hear from the manager, Lou Piniella. Have some highlights as we continue the 10th inning show.
The 10th inning is brought to you by Culver's. Come into Culver's for a great treat and get Culverized.
Get for $1.
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about crispy, juicy chicken with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the McChicken? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
possibilities of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, it's sure to be a picture-perfect summer. Pop-Tarts, made for fun.
You can buff up, clean up, but you can't cover up that bald spot. Instead of hiding it, solve it with Men's Rogaine Foam. In clinical testing, 85% of men regrew hair. Men's Rogaine Foam. Use it or lose it.
Chic Extreme 3, the only disposable with 3 flexible pivoting blades and 2 conditioning strips for a smooth, comfortable shave. Chic Extreme 3, for your skin.
What a ball game. The W flags flying. We weren't quite sure for a while there. This game was back and forth really all day long, but in the end, the Cubs offense just a little better than the Cardinals today, but should be a great season series.
Well, I think this is the way it's going to go all season between the Cubs and the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are a lot better team than a lot of people give them credit for. We know how good the Cubs can be, and I think we're going to see a lot of 8-7, 11-10 ball games.
7-4 yesterday, 8-7 today. Let's check in on the highlights from this crazy affair today. Michael Hoffpower getting his second straight start in right, and an RBI double, getting the scoring going in the first inning. Aramis Ramirez, the first of his 3 RBI hits, 2-0. Looked like the Cubs are going to cruise along against P.J. Walters, but Ryan Ludwig with a go-ahead 3-run homer for the Cardinals off Carlos Zambrano, and all of a sudden they led 4-3. 5th inning, Aramis with an RBI double as the Cubs are on the comeback trail. And then Giovanni Soto had a tough start today. Over his first 2, but drives in a big run to tie it up. Then Brian Barden unties it with a leadoff shot off Z in the 6th. One of the 3 home runs he gave up today. Into the 7th inning, Ludwig adds some insurance. His second home run of the ball game. And it looked like the Cardinals might pull out their second straight to start this series. But the Cubs kept hanging in there. Ramirez, an RBI single in the 7th. So they're down a run, bottom of the 8th. Line shot homer just into the bleachers by Alfonso Soriano off Chris Perez. This place was rocking, and the sweet defensive play of the game brought to you by Culver's. 6-4 to 3 to end it. What a great play to end it. Terrio ranging far to his right. I didn't know if the Cubs would have time to turn it, but they did.
Well, that was something he's been working on very hard with Alan Trammell, going into the hole, staying on his feet, making that strong throw back to second base. And Mike Fontenot really hung in there tough with Albert Pujols bearing down on him.
We'll get the manager's thoughts on this scintillating 8-7 win. We'll hear Lou when we come back to Wrigley Field.
The 10th inning is brought to you by Culver's. Come into Culver's for a great treat and get Culverized.
There's no greater joy than giving to your kids for their first tooth, first steps, first set of wheels, first day of practice. But only one gift protects a lifetime of firsts. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 164 years of financial strength, it's the most selfless gift you can give. New York Life, the company you keep.
You can buff up, clean up, but you can't cover up that bald spot. Instead of hiding it, solve it with Men's Rogaine Foam. In clinical testing, 85% of men regrew hair. Men's Rogaine Foam. Use it or lose it.
When your neighbors ask who does your lawn, just open your garage. Excellent maneuverability. Wide range of cutting decks. And the quality and great price of Craftsman. Innovations, the broadest selection, and better value. No wonder Craftsman is among America's most trusted brands.
Feeling back pain? Dr. Scholl's Back Pain Relief Orthotics with shock guard technology give you immediate relief that lasts all day long. Dr. Scholl's pain relief is a step away.
Cubs 8, Cardinals 7. The final, Alfonso Soriano with a game-winning 2-run homer in the 8th. Let's hear from his manager, Lou Piniella. It was a crazy day. for Lou and the Cubs, but they came out victorious.
We left them in there. We've used our bullpen a lot the last 2 days. Remember, Harden went 3 innings on Wednesday, and Marcia went 5 innings yesterday. So we were in our bullpen for 8 or 9 innings over the last couple of days. So we tried to get as much as we could out of Zambrano.
What did you see from Zambrano today?
I'm going to tell you, first of all, the St. Louis team is swinging the bats. Let's make that perfectly clear. They've got some thunder over there, and they've got some young hitters that are stroking that ball. Yeah, it's an impressive lineup. Zambrano, we staked him to a 3-0 lead, and they got 4 off of him. 3-run homer by Ludwig. Then they added a run here and there. I mean, certainly he's capable of pitching